Audio check 1 2 1 2.
Is BINO Nation in the building? Put those emojis in the chat.
That's my gang.
Yeah.
Cigar lit, bit thick, champion of the clique. Logic sharp, metaphor slick, never miss a trick. Angryman the blueprint, they just tryna mimic. Standard so high, they can't even scrimmage. OG on the tube, wisdom like a blade. Cut through the noise, every word tailor-made. Analogies, hit like bricks in an array. Built this empire, no handout, self-made. Masculine moves, they tremble when he speaks. Cash flow deep, they drown in his peaks. Big game strong, sharper than critiques. Cigar smoke rising, greatness at its peak. They watch, they learn, they can't comprehend. The angry man standard, where does it end? A paragon of people's champ, no pretend. Logic unmatched, every line he defends. Angry man is standard, king of the string. Breaking down walls, shattering the dream. Champion the truth, no in between. The only standard, the angry man thing. Metaphors deadly, they stick like glue. Elegies heavy, each one rings true. Champion of the people, no fraud in his crew. Cigar in his hand, like a boss always new. Voice like thunder, presence so divine. Every lesson drop, sharpening the mind. Wisdom in his cadence, discipline in his spine. Blueprint of a man that they'll never redefine. Never chase trends, he creates them instead. A leader of leaders, that's why he's ahead. Standing so coldly, the doubters in dread. While he builds legacy, brick by brick, thread by thread. Stand tall, stand firm, that's the only decree. Men rise higher when they follow the key. Strength, discipline, honor, the Trinity. Everything he speaks turns boys into Rudy man is standard, king of the stream. Breaking down walls, shattering the dream. Champion of truth, no in between. The only standard, the angry man thing. See, I smoke fade, but the legend remain. A titan in the game with iron in his veins. Blueprint for men, let it echo in your brain. Angry man is standard, remember the name. Angry man is standard.
If we agree with you, then we're black. We love black people. If we find ourselves in opposition to what you say, all of a sudden we hate ourselves and we hate black people. Who died and left you that kind of authority with your opinion? Oh, tell me.
Let them talk, baby. They don't know what we got. I see them running in the streets, chasing after crowns, trying to be the loudest voice in every single town. They say I'm moving backward cause I like to serve my king, but they don't know the peace and the power that you bring. I'll keep your plate hot, I'll keep the house still. I love to be the soft place where you can heal. They call it slavery, I call it devotion. While they drowning in a sea of mixed emotion. If loving you right makes me a pygmy, then baby pick me. I'm exactly where I wanna be. I don't want the headache, I don't want the fight. I just wanna be the one holding you at night. I follow your lead, I let you take control. You got the vision, baby, you got my soul. Call me a pygmy, call me a fool, but I'm the one winning while I'm lying next to you. They brag about being boss, they brag about the grind, but look inside their eyes, tell me what you find. Microwaves, dinners, and a pillow river full of tears, trading a family for a couple lonely years. I respect your frame, I respect your mind. Yeah. A masculine love is so hard to find. I ain't competing, I ain't keeping score. You handle the world, I handle the door to your peace. Let the new age girls argue on the net. Let them argue. They haven't found a man that they can trust yet. I'm catering to you, body and soul, playing my position, playing my role. You protect, you provide, I submit, I reside in your kingdom. You got the vision, baby, you got my soul. Call me a pygmy, call me a fool, but I'm waking up happy, lying next to you. Let them stay mad, we'll stay in love. I'm your pygmy forever.
You are now rocking with the best. Support the Angry Man. Support the stream.
You said the mask don't fit me, but it's glued to my name. Every hairline paints me wicked, 'cause I won't think the same. You see trouble when I walk in, like I set this place on fire. But I just talk like my granddaddy, and it cuts through all your choir. You want me to be the villain, so I'll be there. I'll be there. Not a shadow that you're killing, I'm the storm. Fighting back. I'm not a villain, I'm a super villain. That's a fact. You wrote the script, I'm just living, so I'll be there. I'll be there. You get nervous when I'm smiling, 'cause you know it's not for show. I won't bow to your approval, I'm too grown to play that role. You throw labels like they shackles, try to change what I believe, but your story got a plot hole when I'm the one that's free. You want me to be the feeling, so I'll be that. I'll be that. Not a shadow that you're killing, I'm the storm. Fighting back. I'm not a villain, I'm a super villain. That's a fact. You wrote the script, I'm just living, so I'll be that. I'll be that. Call me heartless, call me crazy, call me every name you know. just turns to power, watch my true colors glow. You want me to be the villain, so I'll be that. Not a shadow that you're killing, I'm the storm. Fighting back. I'm not a villain, I'm a super villain. That's a fact. You drew the line, I crossed it grinning, so I'll be that. I'll be that.
No, chill for what? Who is this nigga?
Yeah. They know my name, they know my word. They still throw dirt. Ha! Yeah. Been a decade in the game, 10 plus in the rain. Bit a kingdom from the mud, turned up on them every string. They were lurking on my chat, screenshotting every frame. Took my slang, took my cadence, then pretended we the same. They was praying for my downfall, while they copying my blueprint. Yeah. Every topic that I touch, turn the trend, now they abuse it, use it. They be whispering in DMs, plotting on me, try to stop my rise, stop my rise, stop my rise, stop my rise. Try to ice me out the story, still I burn right through the lies. Yeah. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. Say my name, can steal my style, never steal my hands. They can throw that dirt, still I rise again. You can hate my goods, but watch me rain. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. They can twist my words, never twist my stance. Blame me for it all, I just take that chance. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. No, they was flagging every upload, sending shots behind the scenes, posting pictures of my family, trying to crack me at the scene. Drop my name up in the phone, type my address on the site. Thought the fear would make me vanish, told them pussies catch a flight. Every time they build a boycott, I just build another brand. Turn a smear into a slogan, made a movement out to slander. Understand, they be calling me the villain, why they quoting every line. I'm the mirror that they scared of, so they cover up my life. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. Say my name. They can steal my style, never steal my hands. They can throw that dirt, still I rise again. You can hate my goods, but watch me rain. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. They can twist my words, never twist my stance. Blame me for it all, I just take that chance. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. They gon' blame me for the storm, blame me for the rain, blame me cause I said it, just remember we ain't the same. They gon' cry about my tone, but they study every take. You can hate on every move, you can cancel what I made. Nah, I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. Say my name. They can steal my style, never steal my hands. They can throw that dirt, still I rise again. You can hate my goods, but watch me rain. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. They can twist my words, never twist my stance. Blame me for it all, I just take that chance. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. Yeah, they know I'm best, and that's why they hate the man.
Radio check 1 2 1 2.
Is BINO Nation in the building? Put those emojis in the chat.
That's my gang.
Yeah.
Son of her raising no delay. This life don't wait, so I'm on my way. Feet hit the pavement, sunrise grinning. Life's a roulette and I'm always spinning. Pocket full of dreams, got the world in my hands. No map, just vibes and unplanned plans. Sweat on my brow, running wild through the city. Clock ticking loud, but it ain't that gritty. feel my soul like ink on a loose leaf. Every breath a moment, no time for grief. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. I'm on in my face, I'm on in my face. Heart like a drum, beating fast, no pause. Life's a movie real, I'ma start with no flaws. Cup running over, champagne fizz. Every day's a blessing, yeah, that's the biz. Jumping over hurdle, life's track and field. Every scar story, every wound's healed. Skyline's my ceiling, dreams stretch wide. Riding shotgun with hope, joy by my side. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. Roll the dice, let it ride. Moonlit nights, ocean tide. Every heartbeat, a melody. Life's a stage, I'm a symphony. Slow it down, feel the sound. Breathing deep, feet on the ground. Then a spark, hit a call. One more run, give it all. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. No rewind, no regret. Sunset phase, but I ain't done yet, yeah. I'm on in my face, yeah.
What's good? What's going on, everybody? Press a 1 in the chat. Y'all can hear me clearly. Press a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Let's make sure we got the sound right before we even get started. So, welcome back yet again. Shout out to everybody in the live stream. Shout out to the whole BINO Nation. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. A little after prime time, but y'all already know how we do. Make sure you guys are supporting the show. Anybody that drops 20 or more, you will be part of the BINO roll call. And you already know we do the BINO roll call first. You said hold on one second. You said the mic is low. It shouldn't be. What about now? Is it still low? So, it was good. So now it's too loud, right? Cut it back just a taste. So again, we are now live. Welcome back to the front lines, BINO Nation. As y'all know, we got a new thing that we do. We do the BINO roll call at the beginning of the show. And all we need is 10 BINOs for the BINO roll call. So all you have to do is drop 20 or more to be part of the BINO roll call. We need at least 10 people. So far, we've got, I think we got one. I think we got my man Aaron in the building. So make sure you guys participate in the BINO roll call. First off, let me give a shout out to Brain Clarity Finally for being the first sponsor of the show.
That's that BINO energy.
It's a lot better than we usually do. All right, thumbs up. Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Shout out to Brain Clarity Finally coming through, showing love. Definitely appreciate that. He said, Jesus said sin is a cancer / disease of the blood. We must be saved and our thinking set straight like Jesus. Godly thinking will change and correct your blood and mind from Adam and Eve self-indulgence and deflection. We battle blood seeds, pray up, Jesus, Satan too smart for us. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate that. So we got 2 BINOs in the building. We got 2. All we need is 8 more. Let's get it, BINO Nation. So let me give y'all the preamble. So last night, I was on a panel. In fact, I was on a panel from last night until early this morning. And I'm going to let you guys know what the panel was and all of that good stuff. But you know what I'm starting to realize? I'm starting to realize I'm too much man for this modern world. Because last night I had 2 people try me. I had one person try me when it came to religion. I had another person try me when it came to just intelligence. We got into a whole conversation about quantum physics and the God particle and all of that good stuff, right? Now, nobody left with any hard feelings, and that's good. But I was on, we only need 6 more people, y'all. I was on that show before. And when I was on that show before, we were having a conversation about traditional women versus traditional men. And my man Trey, you know, who's a father, I think he's a single father, he said he cooks 3 times a day for his sons. And the women were up there saying that it's impossible to cook 3 times a day. So we were talking about what Big Mama used to do. We were talking about how the women of today don't live up to Big Mama. And so they tried to fire back with men not being traditional today. Now, the amazing thing about this, and I always find this to be interesting because every single time I have a conversation with modern women, not all of them, but many of them, They always want to point out the things that men can't do today. And I find it hilarious because everything they point out is shit that I can do. Everything they point out, they be like, well, can you fix a car? Yes. Can you change brake pads? Yes. Can you change a tire? That is light work. What about plumbing? Can you do that? Yes. Well, you can't build a house. Not by myself. But I can certainly contribute to building a house. I know how to use a circular saw. I know how to swing a hammer. I know how to hang drywall. I know how to do a lot of shit. I know how to do electrical work. I know how to turn off the breaker, change out the light fixtures, change out the freaking, if you want to get a different ceiling fan or whatever. Hell, the gazebo that I'm sitting under, me and my son put this together. Me and my son put this gazebo together in 97-degree weather. So the interesting thing to me is I'm just sitting back. I'm like, well, damn. And I'm sorry, y'all. I got to cook about this. I got to cook about this. Because you know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of women that date subpar men trying to pretend that all of us are subpar. It's annoying. All of us ain't subpar. Some of us were actually raised around men. Some of us were actually raised to know how to do shit, to know how to build shit, to know how to put shit together. One woman even said to me, she said, so Angry Man, do you expect me to believe that out of all of those things that you do, that the men of today do all of those things? I said, well, you know what? To be truthfully honest, no, I don't, because I'm a phenomenal man. But what's crazy to me is how they've lowered the bar and then be having the nerve to complain about the men they deal with. You're the one who chose to deal with men at that low standard. You can't blame the rest of us for that. You can't blame the rest of us for that. That's not our fault. That's not our fault. I don't know no other way to be but a man. I don't know no other way to be but a man. And you know what? You know what the indication is for me that I'm a man? And when I say man, I mean in the traditional sense. I mean the type of man your papa was. The reason I know this is because every time I get my traditional old school ass, because ain't no school like the old school. Let's just be real about this. And we're getting to a place now where the Gen Xers, we've become the elders. So I guess I am pawpaw. But every time I get my ass on a panel, somebody is offended by my thought process. That's how I know I'm a man. Because in this day and age, the only men that are socially acceptable are effeminate men who ain't capable of doing shit. The only men in this day and age, and by the way, we need some support on the Cash App side, y'all. We need some support on the Cash App side. We only need 3 more BINOs. But every time, and I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. I love being a man with all of the slings and snares and trials and tribulations and all of that shit. It is what it is. It is what it is. I like the puff and pull of a quality cigar. I like the swig of some good drink. I like the touch of a soft woman. And I love the satisfying feeling when your fist connects with somebody's face after they've been running their mouth. I grew up riding bikes, playing full tackle football with no equipment, baseball, basketball. I don't know nothing else. And in these new age dudes, I really don't understand. I really don't get it. And to be completely honest, I was raised by a God-fearing woman that was born in 1920, that actually seen some real trial and tribulation, that actually seen some real racism. In my lifetime, I have played on the sidewalks of city blocks. I have played in the fields of the country. I know how to maneuver in a city. I know how to maneuver in the woods. And part of the reason, see, some of y'all look at me and y'all don't like my sunny disposition. Some of y'all don't like me, and you try to figure out how is Angryman able to get so many people to watch him or watch his videos or identify with him. It's because I'm a dude. Regardless of what you think about my personality, the one thing that men can identify with when they watch me is I'm a man, unapologetically. It's also the reason why women watch me. Unapologetically male, and I talk that shit. And there's very few that talk it the way I talk it. And last night, when I heard those women sitting up there trying to educate the men on the Bible, that shit rubbed me the wrong way, and I had to say something. That shit rubbed me the wrong way, and I had to speak on it. I had to say something. I couldn't leave it alone. I couldn't leave it alone. And don't worry, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that soon as we get these other 3 BINOs. Because I'm going to show you what was said. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it for you. Hold on, my man Aaron dropped a couple more, so we only need one more BINO. We only need one more BINO. Matter of fact, is there anybody right now in the chat room that was on the show yesterday that heard us talking? Press a 1 if y'all watched Trey's show last night where your boy made an appearance. Did you see how I cooked reason? Did any of y'all see how I cooked reason early this morning? Yeah, me and Harwin was cooking his ass with fresh grease. Hold on for a second. What's going on with the Cash App? Is something wrong with Cash App? Is something wrong with the Cash App? We need some support on the Cash App side. But I don't understand it, right? I don't understand it. Here's another thing I don't understand. And let me see if y'all can help me with this, BINO Nation. I get into discussions with people all the time. And then we get into debates, go back and forth. And I keep noticing people want to call me stupid. And I'm like, where the hell do you get that from? Like, when have y'all ever heard the angry man in a conversation and I was just lost in the conversation because I couldn't comprehend what was being said? Like, when has that ever occurred? Oh, there we go on Cash App. It's working. It's working. Yo, we only need one more BINO, y'all, and then we can rock out. Then we can get to this video so I can show you what was said. So I can show you what, because I can show you better than I can tell you. I can tell you, but it don't have the same effect. I gotta show you how it happened. You feel me? And I don't mind promoting my man Trey's channel because he be having some great conversations over there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's get to this BINO roll call so we can rock out.
BINO check. If you're in the building, show your work. Drop 20 on the Super Chat or Cash App.
Yo, shout out. Let's see who we gonna get first. Let's see. Let's do these first. Shout out to my man Carell in the building. He said, let's get it.
That's that BINO energy.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my man Aaron. My man Aaron said foreign deletion of U.S. nationals, 18 USC. The law enables prosecution of U.S. citizens / national who deletes another U.S. national outside the United States. Let's go, Mr. Trump. You fired Pam Bondi for a reason. That's a fact.
That's that BINO energy.
Shout out to Aaron. Hold on one second. Wait a second. Shout out to Aaron again. He said, wait, Angry Man, listen to Dr. Chuck Meisler too. Oh, y'all don't know the depth of the mind you're dealing with. Just hang it up, trolls. That's a fact.
That's that BINO energy.
Shout out to Aaron again. He tripled up. He said, you're Gen X. Gen X men tend to be very handy. We were more masculine than our Gen X parents. I was building whole pole barns at 12 and putting in the lights too. We are different. You got that right, bro.
That's that BINO energy.
You got that shit right. Shout out to Jada Transporter in the building.
That's that BINO energy.
Appreciate you, fam. Shout out to Forever Studios. He said blessings AM.
That's that BINO energy.
Shout out to Abba's Child, said blessings AM and BINO Nation.
That's that BINO energy.
Let's see. Shout out to Omar. Omar said, man, I went outside last night and tried to put the road on the show and got in trouble with the city of Boston. We got to figure something else out, AM. Hey, man, we still going to put the road on the show.
That's that BINO energy.
Real talk. Let's see. Shout out to JRA9163. He said, AM, it's an honor to listen to your show. The knowledge you're constantly shared is truly appreciated. Appreciate you, fam.
That's that BINO energy.
Let's see. And shout out to Filthy Ambition, says, salute to the one and only. Here's something for the fire. May it never go out. Appreciate you, bruh.
That's that BINO energy.
Shout out to everybody for participating in the BINO roll call. It is greatly appreciated. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's do it. Let me pull this up real quick so y'all can check this out. So for those of you that don't know, I was on a panel last night. The channel is Trey, the Truth Teller. Shout out to Trey. He be having some great conversations. So again, it's Trey, the Truth Teller, right? And we were having a biblical conversation, right? So I want y'all to check it out, listen to what was being said. Let's get it.
Christ. So that's what I'm saying, Mo. You might walk 99% in the will of God, and then one time you slip up and I see it, then I judge you based off that one infraction. Then now here I am, I'm judging you and deeming you not to be a believer because it is one thing that I seen of you.
Right.
We can't do that.
I agree with that.
Well,
and
no one's doing that.
I wasn't.
No. It happens all the time.
Can I respond to what you just said? So when pertaining to my love, I'm not pinpointing a particular person. I was speaking according to the word and God's standards, not condemning a person individually. I don't have room to do that because I'm still working on me. I'm just saying as the body of Christ, and if we're supposed to be somewhat of an example, we shouldn't be saying, oh, yeah, we believe in God, but if I do this, it's okay. No, we should be trying to overcome these things is all I'm saying. It has nothing to do with self-righteousness.
You ain't even supposed to be saying that. Okay. You ain't even supposed to be saying that.
To each their own.
What?
I know I'm not perfect, but that's
You
just
said what?
And I understand everybody.
Now, keep in mind, I'm just giving y'all the short version. This conversation had been going on for quite a while, right? And I chimed in and said, you ain't even supposed to be saying that.
I won't agree, but yeah.
You said what?
No, I was
No,
saying,
we were saying, what did
what?
you mean? What did you mean?
Yeah.
What did I mean? What I meant was 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11 through 15. Go ahead and read it.
Are you talking about women speaking?
Yeah, that's about women speaking in the church.
And then
again, that's the context of what was going on there in that arena.
Yeah, go home.
A lot of people take that out of context
They
too.
do. And God never meant for women to not.
So they're telling me that that's for a specific church, and people always take it out of context. And now they about to tell me that God never meant for women not to be preaching and talking and doing all of that in church, right? So now they about to tell me what God meant, right? So now they about to tell me what God meant. Watch what I tell them. And watch, when I say it, a couple of them going to get so upset, they just going to leave. Watch this.
I have a voice because some promises didn't come about, but by
Here
way
we go
of
with
woman.
women giving
So
their
we're not going to go there. We
And here we
understand.
go.
No, it's not the interpretation. It's the context of what was happening in that era and that time for that church.
Giving their interpretation of what God meant.
I have a question, Angryman.
He just said that. It depends on.
Here we go with women giving their interpretation of what God meant.
Men gotta let their pride and ego go, but
no, you gotta let your pride and ego go. God don't even talk to. Now, you notice how she said men gotta let their pride and ego go. Let me tell y'all something. Women despise the fact that God chose man to be his priesthood. They despise this, bro. But here's my question, right? Jolena said you wasn't wrong. I know I wasn't. That, like, I'm telling them what the scriptures say, but they acting like it's my opinion, right? But there's a lot of women in the modern day that despise the fact that God chose man to be his priesthood, to be his voice on earth, right? Let me ask y'all a question. Is there another being that got angry with God because he wasn't chosen to be the favorite? See, they shouldn't have came at me last night because I'm about to preach tonight. Is there another being that got upset with God because he wasn't chosen to be the favorite? Uh-huh. Yeah, they got a rebellious nature. Now watch what I said to them.
For example, we understand that our walk with Christ is a process. You don't change overnight, but there should at some point be some signs.
No. Hold on. What I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Even though I'm gonna speak about
also writing out to the individual churches, and then
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse women giving
so
their
we're not going to go there. We understand.
And here we go.
No, it's not the interpretation. It's the context of what was happening in that era and that time for that church.
Giving their interpretation of what God meant.
I have a question, Angryman.
He just said that. It depends on.
Here we go with women giving their interpretation of what God meant.
Men gotta let their pride and ego go, but
you gotta let your pride and ego go. God don't even talk to women, but the devil do.
I have a question.
Okay, I'm gonna exit. Good night, Trey.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Did you hear what I told her? Did you hear what I told her? I said God don't even talk to women, but the devil do. But the devil do. And ooh, she said, ooh, I got to go. Did I lie though? Did I lie though? That's my question. Did I lie? Did I lie? That's the question. Did I lie? Right?
No, I have a question. I have a question, Angryman. So, when Jesus appeared before Mary Magdalene, when the stone was rolled away, and he gave her a task to go tell the disciples that he has risen, and he was going to be visiting him, he entrusted her to go deliver the message to the disciples, right? On the road.
Yeah.
He gave a woman a specific task to go out and tell the people.
Are you married?
I'm married, yeah.
No, are you married?
Am I married? No.
Are you the woman you speak of? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No, I'm not her.
Okay. So why do you think why do you think Jesus entrusting that in Mary applies to all women?
Why wouldn't it? Because everything Jesus did was to lead by example. He trusted her to go deliver the word, right? And then in the second Timothy.
So she thinks because Jesus entrusted Mary Magdalene to do something, that applies to all women. Where is the logic here? Where is the logic here?
Correct me if I'm wrong, those are letters that Paul was writing out to the individual churches. And then that's in that particular context, those women were trying to teach without knowing the word. And it was causing chaos and confusion within that particular church. So Paul told them to sit those women down because they were not authorized to teach, because they were not aware and they were not well versed in what the teachings were at the time. It was causing chaos within that particular church. And so
just like the women today,
he told the women in this particular case that they need to sit down and hush because they didn't know what they were teaching. But that wasn't to all women. That was to that particular church.
So that's the only instance in the Bible where it addresses something like that.
Well, I'm just going towards what you pointed out. I was just explaining the context.
I'm asking you, is that the only instance in the Bible where it addresses something like that?
Where the women should be quiet?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is there other places?
It's there and in Corinthians 14 there. So it's there, right? He's correct. It addresses it twice, but I do agree with the context of what Summer is saying, that it was because of the confusion of the ladies at that for those particular churches. It wasn't to all women in the totality.
Is the confusion going on? The confusion that you saw in that church, is that going on today? Yes or no?
In some churches, yeah.
No, I'm not talking about the church. I'm not talking about the church. I'm talking about in general. Do you see that confusion amongst the women going on today?
Yeah, it's still happening. A lot of things in the Bible still happening today. You're correct.
Did y'all hear that checkmate? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that or was that not a checkmate? When she starts talking about the confusion that the women were causing in that specific church, when we're talking about 1 Timothy, I asked her, do you see that same confusion amongst the women today? Yes, there's a lot of stuff going on today that went on in the Bible. That ain't what I asked. Did you see that checkmate? Watch this. There's going to be some more checkmates. Watch this. But it's all good. See, I told you, look, here's the thing. Here's the thing with me. I done said this numerous times and I'm going to keep saying it. Bro, I vibrate at a higher frequency. I don't know why people think they can play with me, but they going to learn. They going to learn. They going to learn. Because, you know, at the end of the day, Even though God told Adam not to eat of the tree, what did his wife tell him?
That it was good to eat from it.
And then he did what?
And she gave.
That nigga ate.
And he ate. And after he ate, what did God say to that man? He said, because you have done what?
Hearkened to the voice of thy wife.
Now, how many other, now, since we want to go there, how many examples do we have in the Bible of women leading men astray?
A lot.
We have a lot of examples of women being able to lead.
That's another checkmate. That's another checkmate.
Lead the men astray. Yes.
Well, look,
So
before we go down that rabbit hole, right? My bad.
that's not
Before
an
we go
important
down that
lesson.
rabbit hole, I'm sorry. We
It's
can look at
important. It's an
Titus.
important lesson on both ways.
We can look at Titus, Titus 2:3-5, and even then, they told the women were encouraged to just preach and teach to other women and children, and still even then this is so. My point is that it wasn't only Paul who told women not to have elder or leadership roles in the church. Even in Titus, they still told women the same thing. So in the Old and New Testament.
Because
it doesn't say that you can't. It doesn't say you can't teach the word.
Because it goes against the hierarchy. It goes against the hierarchy. We can't tell God nothing because God is above us, right? The hierarchy is God, man, woman, child. Y'all can school women and children all day long, but it was never y'all's purpose to school men, to educate men, to teach men. Now, I gotta harp on this point. See, this is the reason why nobody wants to have the discussion about Lilith. Okay? The entire reason that Lilith, Adam's first wife, was banished from the Garden of Eden is because she refused to submit to Adam. She did not want to be second to Adam. If you look at Genesis, there is a creation story that comes before Adam and Eve where it says God created man and woman. He created them both at the same time. This is when he created Adam and Lilith. And because he created them at the same time, Lilith felt she was equal to Adam. She did not want to submit to him. She did not want to bow to him. But God's directive was for her to bow to Adam. God's directive was for her to be submissive to Adam. So in order to get herself out of that situation, she committed the one sin that she knew would cause God to banish her from the garden. She said the name of God, which was forbidden. And when she said the name of God, she was banished from the Garden of Eden. And from there, God decided that it was not good for man to be alone. It wasn't good for Adam to be alone. So he caused a deep sleep to fall over Adam. And this time he took the woman from Adam. He took the woman from Adam's rib and created her so that she could understand. See, a lot of people don't get this. And in the modern day, they don't get this. Adam was born single. He wasn't born. Adam wasn't born. Adam wasn't born with a wife the way Eve was born with a husband. See, even today, you got to wonder who you dealing with. You got to wonder when you dealing with women, you got to wonder if you dealing with the children of Lilith or if you dealing with the children of Eve. Because Eve's problem wasn't submission. Eve's problem was vanity. Eve's problem was she would lay by the lake and stare at her reflection so much that she was neglecting her duties in the garden, and Adam had to say something to her about it. Lilith's problem is submission. Eve's problem was vanity. But see, nobody wants to talk about Lilith, because if you had a conversation about Lilith, the first feminist, you'd understand what's going on today. You'd understand why I was so offended when I'm sitting there listening to women try to tell me what God's will is. Already you out of pocket. And then they don't even see the connection. They said, well, the reason in 1 Timothy that those women in that church was told not to teach is because they were causing confusion and they wasn't teaching the word right. Yeah, just like y'all was trying to do on that damn show last night. Just like they was trying to do on that show last night. Women were never charged with the duty to teach men a damn thing. That's just the facts. That's just the facts. And they can't stand that. So in the modern day, they try to use their manipulations to try to make it seem like, I've even seen women online talking about, why do we call God him? And why do we call God Father? This is blasphemy. This is blasphemy.
Right. I get what you're trying to say. Right. I'm not here to argue that. Right. There are benefits to when women are being talked to by God and by Jesus directly, and the women do have a word as well. If it applies, if
she said there is a benefit to when women teach and when God gives women a word. When has God given women a word, y'all? When has God given women a word? When did that occur? I'm trying my best to remember when that occurred. When did that occur? But modern women will say this all day long. Modern women will tell you all day long that God gives women a word and gives them a testimony and all of this. And my question is this: are you sure that's God? Are you sure that's God? That's the question. Are you sure that's God?
It's some wisdom that men can partake in, go ahead and do so. But
so you believe in women preachers too, right?
I believe if God gives you a word, he gives you a word. That's what I believe in.
Ooh-wee.
If he gives you a word, he gives you a word. So women can be led by the Holy Spirit as well. So if they have a message to give, they could deliver that message, right? If it applies, it applies.
So I got a quick question.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear. Angryman and Summer, are we speaking that women can't teach, or are we saying that when it comes to the I want to say the positions in the church, that they
it's two different things.
Positions.
Yeah, two different things.
I just wanted to make just to be clear that I'm following the conversation. That's all.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's two different things.
And to the brother in the chat, I would cook you about Deborah in the Bible. Y'all always looking for, bro, like that's. Now that was on the replay. I didn't even say that just now. But look, my man Brain Clarity said, what about Deborah? And notice he had just put that in there, and on the replay, I'm addressing somebody in the chat about Deborah. I debunked the shit out of that Deborah stuff a long time ago. How many of y'all remember that live stream where we were on my panel and they kept trying to bring up Deborah? How many of y'all remember that? How many of y'all remember when they kept trying to bring up Deborah and I pointed out how Deborah led them incorrectly? How many of y'all remember that? You remember that, Treese? Thank you. That was a great time. That was a time of great peril. That was a time of great peril. And here's my question. I got a question. I got a question for everybody in here. Was Deborah a prophet? Yes or no? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. Was Deborah a prophet? Exactly. She was a judge. She won't no damn prophet. She won't no prophet. Crazy. That's crazy.
What I'm saying that women play pivotal roles within the Bible, right? They play pivotal roles, right? God used them as well. And they use God used them in different ways. But they got used as well, is all I'm saying.
Y'all got to stop applying your modern equality to the Bible.
How did I just do that?
There. It does not fit there. You cannot feminist the Bible.
How did I just do that, if I may ask?
Because you're trying to make women equal to men in the Bible. That's what you're doing.
You never said they were equal. I just said women were used in the Bible. That's not making women equal. That's just.
Now let's pause right here. To everybody watching this, was I wrong in my assessment? As you're listening to her talk, does it sound like she's trying to make women equal in the Bible? As we're listening, does it sound like she's trying to make women equal to men in the Bible? She's talking about God used women too. What women did God use? Other than Mary. Other than Jesus' mother, Mary. What other women did God use in the Bible? As far as I remember, the only woman that the Almighty used for a divine purpose in the Bible was Mary. And even Mary, there's a scripture, I can't remember which one it is, but Jesus is inside of a temple or something teaching. And Mary and his brother came to that place to speak with him. And they came to Jesus. One of the men came to Jesus and he said, Jesus, your mother and your brother are without, wishing to speak to you. And Jesus said, Who is my mother and my brother? How many of y'all remember that?
Stating a fact that women were used in the Bible. God did speak to women in the Bible. Women were prophets in the Bible. Women were tasked to teach in the Bible.
She said God spoke to women in the Bible and women were prophets in the Bible. When did that happen, bruh? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? When did women become, do y'all see how feminism works in the society we live in now? When did women become prophets? And when did God speak to them in the Bible?
So I'm not saying we're equal to or whatever. We just are who we are. We are who we are meant to be. So I'm not trying to
watch how I checkmate her on this shit. Watch how I checkmate her on this shit.
Compare women to men. I'm not trying to feminize the Bible or anything. It's just the fact is the fact. It's in the Word of God.
How is that not a comparison? I brought up a specific scripture that was talking about women not teaching. Your immediate response was to prove to me that women can teach. How is that not you trying to apply quality to the Bible?
Well, you brought up 2 Timothy, and so I was just saying that there's context to that particular passage, right, where they were talking to the women of that specific church. That wasn't me trying to compare us to a man.
And I told you that's not the only instance in the Bible.
Right. When you brought it up, I didn't combat any of the other instances. I didn't. Did I? I didn't.
But the overarching point. The overarching point that I'm making does not apply to just that situation. So saying that context of that situation doesn't negate the point that I just made.
No, when you said that the women should be, I don't know if it was you, it was the other young man that said the women should be teaching other women. I agree to that. That's true. Right? You said there's other places in the Bible where it says that women shouldn't be elders or pastors in the church. I didn't negate that. All I said was there are instances in the Bible where God does speak to women and God gives the women a task to do as well. So we have our own lanes, right?
Which instances where God Almighty spoke directly to women? Now, do you notice what I said? Do y'all notice what I said? I said, which instances did God Almighty speak to the women? Y'all notice that, right? Press 1 if y'all notice that. I said, when did God Almighty speak to the women? Watch what she say. Watch what she say.
I would have to look it up. I do have a list. I do have a list of those. The one that I could give you off cusp is when Jesus spoke to Mary on the road.
I'm not the only one. About Jesus. I'm not talking about Jesus. When do
but
you
don't think Jesus is okay? You don't think Jesus is God in the flesh? Do you think Jesus is God in the flesh?
This is why.
No, I'm asking do you think Jesus is God in the flesh?
This is why you about to dive into a whole nother conversation.
I'm not trying to. I'm just.
This is why women, like, bro, I hate to say this. I hate to say this because it's about to sound crazy. I hate to say this, but this is why. This is why the Bible says what it says about women teaching. This is why. Anybody that studies the Bible, anybody that is a Christian understood what I meant when I said that.
Asking that so I could get your perspective, because if you don't believe that, then I can't talk to that if you don't believe that.
You about to dive into another conversation, so I'm gonna make it simple.
Gotcha.
When did the Father speak directly to women?
I believe there are a few instances where it was, but I don't know it off cusp. But there are a few instances where there were. Anybody got Peace Murph? You got the Bible up?
Yeah, I got the Bible up, but sis, I don't have. I know that women can teach, but they can't take those positions, and they can't be in.
Like, people are trying their best to rewrite history. See, this is the beauty of the Bible. This is the beauty of faith. See, they can't look. I'll tell you something I noticed that women do. Black women today will say, well, we played just as big a role in civil rights as the black men did. And they can easily rewrite history to suit their own purposes or whatever. I've even heard black women say that black women did more during civil rights than black men. But see, the thing you can't do with the Bible, you can't twist it and rewrite it for your purposes today. You can't. You can't do it. Even though they try desperately to do it. And for all of you in the chat right now that's saying, well, Jesus and God is one and the same. Jesus said, I alone can do nothing. Somebody tell me what verse that is. Somebody tell me what verse that is where Jesus says he comes to do the work of his Father. He states, I alone can do nothing.
In a play because of certain things. I ain't gonna go into it, but I don't. If you notice, all the prophets and apostles in the Bible with men, so it's just his order, sis. And
there were women prophets too, though, right?
We had one woman judge.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not disputing anything that you guys are saying whatsoever. But what I'm saying is there are women that were given tasks by God to do, and they did it. They played their role. Women has a role just like a man has.
Do y'all hear this shit? This is her trying her best to make her position the same as man's. And it's not. It's not. It just is what it is. But see, here's the problem. We live in this modern society where women are hell-bent to prove that they are the same as men. Do y'all realize, let me ask y'all something. Y'all might not know this. But do y'all know that an androgynous being, and when I say androgynous, it means both male and female. Do you realize that a being that is considered both male and female at the same time is blasphemy, is an abomination? Do y'all know that? Do y'all know that? See, we can sit here when it comes to social norms, when it comes to the ways of the world, we can talk all day about men and women being equal and men and women being the same. But when it comes to God's law, men and women are not the same. When it comes to God's law, men are above women in the hierarchy. That's just what it is. And these women today, they can't handle it. They can't handle that.
A role, and that we're supposed to play our role and stay in our lanes. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Do you disagree with that?
I'm not going to argue with you because I know what the words say.
Do you disagree with that, Trey?
I'm not going.
That women have a role to play.
I would say that. Well, so Angryman, let me ask your perspective on this. What about when it says there's neither male nor female, there's neither Jew nor Greek in Christ? What's your perspective on that? Because I agree with him when he says that. No, hold on real quick. I do agree with you when you say you're not gonna find the father talking to a woman. That's a fact. You can't find it. But I just want to know his perspective under the new covenant or dispensation when it talks about there's neither Jew nor Greek, neither male nor female in Christ.
I think the context of that is different. And now that I've had time to meditate on Trey's question, I try not to give my interpretations of certain stuff in the Bible. But if I were to give an interpretation, that's basically saying that Christ's love is equal. You feel me? He doesn't, if you are a believer in Christ, you're equal in his eyes. But we're talking about Christ. We're not talking about the Almighty and who he deems to be his priesthood or who he deems to be his prophets. That's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game. I try not to.
Galatians 3:28.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with me. So let me establish this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was brought up by my grandmother, who was a old school God-fearing Christian. So when it comes to interpretations, I try not to, you get what I'm saying? I try not to, I try to take the word as it is, and I try not to try to put my own, you feel me?
Twist on it, for sure.
You get what I'm saying? So when you ask me a question like that, one, I got to go back and I got to read that whole.
I got you. Whole chapter. So it's Galatians chapter 3, but it's actually verse 28 when he said that. So just whenever you get a chance, and then since Angryman been, gracing us with his presence, I guess we all could kind of go back and do a little homework and come back and have that conversation for another time, because we do need to go see. I think Mo Love put it in the comments about. I think Mo Love. I don't know why you dropped. You should have stayed up here.
Let me say this to Mo Love, because she's doing the same thing that many people do with the Bible, which is give their own spin on it. I didn't say the devil only speaks to women. That's not what I said.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? She twisted.
Well, I think she put some women in the comments where the father.
I got a list of them too. Yeah.
So Mo Love jumped in the comments and said that I said that the devil only speaks to women. In that playback, did y'all hear me ever say the devil only speaks to women? Did y'all hear me say that? Do you see how people will try to twist what I'm saying to make me wrong?
I pulled up a
Hey,
list
but
of
listen,
them too, but I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna study all of them too, right? So you can put it in
Let me ask
context.
you a question. Hey, what's up, Tiffany? Did you understand what I was saying about it? So this is what I was saying. I can be a righteous individual, and then somebody see me do something wrong, and then based off that one thing that they seen, I can be judged based in somebody's eyes, right? So the reason I said we're supposed to walk in love, because when you walk in love, you walk in God. When you walk in God, you walk in the Spirit. Then the Bible says that a new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you. And by this, I will know that you are my disciples, by the way that you love one another. Then the Bible also says, how can you say you love God but hate the person, but hate your brother that you see? So again, when you walk in love, you fulfill all God's commandments. That's
Turner said, do not add to what I command you, and do not subtract from it, but keep the commands of the Lord your God that I give you. Deuteronomy 4:2. Yeah, that's why I said what I said. Like I try not to give my own, I try my hardest not to give my own interpretation of what biblical text is saying. You feel what I'm saying? I try to take the word as what it is, for the simple fact that's the way my grandmother raised me to actually read it. You feel me? But let me fast forward, because I want to get to the part where Reason came up, because he came up and said that he was an atheist, right?
Debate that, and we ain't got to go too deep dive into, because I'm with you on your point. We ain't got to go too. Yeah, but North Africa was a part of Rome at that time. Early Christians in the Book of Acts, they were following the way mentioned, trying to keep it simple.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, brother. So you
doing to yourself.
So you've done your historical research, right?
Yes, sir.
Was the General Hannibal white?
No, he was not. Hannibal was a North African.
Okay, were the barbarians white?
Depends on which barbarians you're talking about. The Romans called everybody barbarians. Which ones you talking about?
The ones that used to go and take the women, the Vikings.
The ones that were in northern.
At that time, during the Roman Empire, there were white people in Rome. So you got to give me a specific tribe. There were
many people in Rome during that time.
Yeah, but North Africa was a part of Rome at that time. So if you talk about the indigenous people of North Africa, no, they were not white.
The Germanians or whatever. I think he's talking about the Germanians, but even Alexander the Great was one of them.
He just said North Africa. Alexander was Macedonian. He just said North
Macedonian. Sorry. Oh,
did you say that right, Angryman?
But you do realize what I'm getting at. You do realize that there's a lot of history where people have been swapped out.
They have. That's a fact.
Like General Hannibal, Ludwig von Beethoven. There's numerous people that were swapped out.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So when we're sitting here, because
that's right.
Because even though you're saying that, there's a lot of historical things that have been researched that say that it's not a white religion.
Sure, but they can say that. The thing is, I'm with you on those historical things being changed, but I specifically said Emperor Constantine because of the Nicene Council. He's not black.
Yeah,
Hannibal is black. Sure, he's a North African, indeed, and people still debate that. And we ain't got to go too deep dive into, because I'm with you on your point. We ain't got to go too deep dive on that.
Okay, well, when you bring up the Council of Nicaea, we're starting to talk about Christianity making that shift where they include where they start to introduce certain rituals and certain things or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
like Christmas and stuff like that we shouldn't be doing. That ain't in the book, right? Ain't that a part of Christianity?
Yeah, Saturnalia and all of that, right?
Okay, so was that not altered, brother Angryman?
Yeah, it was. It definitely was. But what I'm talking about, I can't speak for everybody else. What I'm talking about is I'm talking about its origin. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about once certain individuals got a hold of it and started twisting and doing different things.
Right. Well, we talk about the origin of Christianity. The first Christians wouldn't be called Christians. They were called derogatorily Christians in the book of Acts. They were followers of the way mentioned in Acts and mentioned in Isaiah. The way is called El Derek in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
So the early Christians wouldn't be that. Early Christians would be literally Jews following the ways of Yeshua.
So by what you just got through saying, us using the term Christianity, for lack of a better phrase, that the origins of that belief system wasn't created by white people.
But that wouldn't be Christianity, though, Angryman.
Yeah, it'd be something.
But it's what we know today as
it's
Christianity.
Not what we know today as Christianity. It's the Peace Smurf.
Nope, he right.
It
would be. That's why I told him it would be called Roman Christian Catholicism.
Ancient Essene that Yeshua was is not following the same thing modern Christians doing today.
Facts.
Okay, I get that. with Easter and Christmas and all of those different things, right? But what I'm saying is the core of it, the belief in a supreme power, and
that's very African, Angryman, but that's vague. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it, man, y'all literally
Israel is in North Africa, just like Carthage is with Hannibal. I couldn't argue that to save my life.
What'd you say, Peace Murph?
I was saying, see, the scripture that keep coming to my mind is when Jesus said, "The religionist man have made the word of God to no effect," right? So when we go and say Christianity didn't pop up in the Bible until, like what my brother said, Acts, when they called them Christ followers, right? And remember what they was trying to do, what Paul was doing. Paul was commissioned to take out all of those that was Christ followers, or what they call Christians, right? But when you put that on the table with what they studying now, those are two different things. So that's why when Trey picking, I laugh because I am the original Christian, if you want to put it into play.
That's a
because
fact.
I'm the one that goes through the Bible and we keep the dietary laws and the study of the 10 Commandments and the feast of the Lord. And I understand all those bring us to salvation. A lot of times I look for this time to be able to explain it a little bit deeper. So when y'all speaking the knowledge, y'all speaking the same thing. It's how you coming about in that context. So that's why I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy talking to Trey.
Now you don't like to talk to me because you be wrong all the time.
Well, the thing about it, Peace Murph. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Peace Murph, because you did it just now. Also, when you went to describe the religious system, you still use the term Christian.
Yeah, and that's what they would identify with. But
that's the point that I'm making. And that's the point that I'm making.
I'm gonna say, as my culture was, I did what Jesus did. And Jesus did exactly the things that we speaking of. He went to church on the Sabbath day. They opened up the scrolls and read them. You know what I'm saying? They kept the Passover. They kept the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You see what I'm saying? He didn't eat no pork. It was certain things that went into play that he made sure he fulfilled.
No doubt.
If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say, right? What I'm trying to say is if you have it's like right now, if you look at the Nation of Islam, right? Then you look at the Orthodox Muslims in the Middle East. A lot of them don't acknowledge that type of Islamic faith or Islamic belief, right?
Yeah, but they don't acknowledge each other.
Fact.
Well, that's a whole other conversation.
I know, but I know where you're going. I'm just saying they are not in a position to tell us what Islam is because they're not the original Arabs either.
Yeah, well, and that's a whole nother conversation.
Y'all in the same boat?
You feel me?
Yeah,
Aren't y'all in the same boat, Harwin?
What you say?
Aren't y'all in the same boat? Like
when you
they
say
argue
y'all
about the originals, and then y'all argue about the originals.
Yeah, that's my point. So that's what I'm telling Angryman. We don't need to use them Arabs, them Shiites and them Sunnis over there arguing and stuff because they ain't original either. They over there square Islam. Them ain't original Islam. So they can't.
Real quick, because you been in the corner, Harvard, and I'm not letting you out. I guess you thought you about to get out this corner, nigga.
I don't even see no corner, bro.
Yeah, nigga, you in the corner, nigga. So
I
you telling me, hold on. You telling me the way to get to heaven is only by love.
And by the way, I really rock with Trey. And I'm gonna tell you why I rock with Trey. Trey, every time I've heard him talk, like he a straight shooter. He don't mince no words. What he believe in, he stand on that shit 10 toes down. He don't care who disagree with him. Like I've rarely ever come across it's rare when I'm on YouTube that I come across men that have that level of conviction. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, it's refreshing to hear it. Even if he says something that I don't agree with, it's refreshing to hear a man just stand 10 toes down on what he believe in and don't mince no words and he don't play none of them politic games. Like what he think, he say it. What he believe in, he believe in it.
Each other, you never said nothing about it.
Way deeper
no. I'm going off what you said.
Yeah, that's one thing.
No.
Yes, sir.
You didn't mention Jesus not one time.
That was because Yeshua the one that said that.
Okay, so you don't believe in accepting him as your personal Lord and Savior?
Absolutely, though. In his field.
Okay, do you believe? Hold on. Do you believe in the resurrection?
No, because that's not in the original text of him resurrecting. That's one thing that they got.
Sir,
that's not in there. That you asking me, did he die and resurrect? Correct,
sir. The whole belief system is based off the resurrection. If Jesus didn't rise,
that's why I told you Christianity.
If there is no resurrection, and I finish. If there's no resurrection, there's no blood that will be shed. There's no rise. Your sins are not covered.
I understand you believe that.
Yeah, that's a much deeper conversation.
That's why I said I ain't want to go that deep. It's gonna get. I ain't trying to derail the whole show.
It don't even matter because if you don't believe in that, then you don't believe in Jesus.
Well, here's the thing. Right? Here's the thing.
Would disagree with you. And Jesus is definitely in the scene.
Here's the thing, right? So that's the point that I was trying to make. When we're having these conversations in this modern time, I'm gonna use certain terms so that everybody know what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna say Jesus, even though I understand that there wasn't even a J back then. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get pedantic and picky like that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but some will. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and like in Trey, I'm gonna tell you right now, I appreciate you actually having a platform like this to facilitate this type of conversation because I can't have these conversations nowhere else.
One thing Trey gonna do is have a conversation.
Like I can't have these conversations nowhere else. I get to talk
right, Trey.
Bro, I get to talk
even
about
if you do
like this.
Agree to disagree, you're gonna have a conversation. You gonna have it. But notice every time I bring up this scene, Trey get quiet.
Man, I wouldn't do my research. I understand where they're coming from, but again, regardless, that has
see the butt. Regardless.
Again, no question. So how do you go to heaven?
By following the pretenses and laws of the Most High.
And that's it.
Hold on, y'all. I'm going to fast forward it to where we get to this atheist conversation because I want y'all to hear this.
where they got that resurrection story from. Let's not do
man.
that,
You
bro.
can believe
it. You also have the Harwin, what's the Fibonacci sequence?
Read deep
He
into
talk about the,
you know what I'm saying? So whatever
That's
you
deep.
believe is what you believe. You feel?
sir.
Okay, but here's
Okay, well, I mean, I don't want to. You can. This is.
Your
It
fault.
matters. I think that's what
That's
that's a common misconception, though, is that we think that nothing matters. I have loved people.
Chance.
Well, okay, cool. That was a lot to take in.
I'm just
Well,
here's
the thing with atheism, right? And I've read a lot of books that was written by atheists, but there's only one thing that we can't get past when it comes to atheism.
he said your neighbor is a good Samaritan, $2 belief system or foundation. It's pointless argument.
It matters. I think that's what
Chance.
Belief system or foundation. It's pointless arguing with atheists. It's very pointless.
To answer your question, reason I think atheism is by far the most ignorant, dumbest belief system. Interpretations do better than college interpretations sometimes. I ain't gonna knock that.
Because guess what? Adam named all the animals, and that nigga didn't have a lick of college.
Exactly. So I agree that college is not they are not the standard. That's why I when a brother Angryman was trying to make them Muslims the standard, I said, hold up, they not the standard either. The truth is the standard. I don't care if you went to college or if you were if you were autodidact, if you taught yourself. If you're saying the truth, it don't matter.
Hold on one second. Wait a second. Hold on.
Lifetime learner.
Because you just mischaracterized what I said. I never said standard.
They not. You didn't say that. You didn't.
What I said was like I said, that's a whole nother conversation. I already got an issue with them because the reason why they fighting is over the prophet Muhammad. They not fighting over like the actual.
They fighting over hadith.
Yeah. So look. So my thing is, I'm saying that they don't want to acknowledge this version over here like the same way, but it's still referred to as that.
As Islam. Yeah, I understand your point. Yeah.
That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, but some people will call the Nation of Islam brothers fake Muslims, and I wouldn't do that.
Well, Jay Speeder, NOI, he in the comments right now. He said your neighbor is a good Samaritan, $2. I don't know if he gonna come up, but he'll NOI. But
yeah, I love my NOI brothers.
Yeah, I'm former NOI.
What's that mean?
Nation of Islam.
Oh,
I don't rock with him if I'm being honest with him, but
I was trying to say this. Oh, I probably shouldn't even say this.
Well, my thing is, I can't knock any organization to get brothers to turn their life around and stop.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
What's up, Reason? Go ahead.
I respect the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
You guys might treat me different.
Bro, go ahead, bro.
I mean, different than you are.
Yeah, bro, listen, I don't agree with a nigga on the goddamn panel. Hey, talking about he's straight, you know what he talking about?
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, what? Right. Nigga, when we die, we're gonna figure out the truth. And when you figure out, Harwin, did you accept the resurrection? Yeah, I told you, say that nigga Trey told
I know where they got that resurrection story from. Let's not
man, you can believe what all that mess that these books telling you, nigga. Go ahead.
It ain't from no book. I ain't get that from no book.
Okay, you read you went to the pyramid, read the pyramids. Okay, gotcha. And you ain't been in no pyramids, nigga. So go ahead, Teresa.
How do y'all feel and treat atheists?
I don't argue with atheists because you gotta have some type of belief system or foundation. It's pointless arguing with atheists. It's very pointless.
To answer your question, reason I think atheism is by far the most ignorant, dumbest belief system to ever have in the world. That's my honest.
Yeah, I don't argue with atheists because they don't have a point of reference. It's easy to atheists can debunk everything you say because they don't believe in nothing.
You can have an old school Christian woman down south that ain't probably never read the Bible but going to heaven based off her heart alone. But an atheist ain't got a chance.
Hey, yo, we need 10 people on the Cash App side, y'all. Support the show. We need 10 people on the Cash App side of the game.
Well, okay. Cool. That was a lot to take in.
I'm just
Well,
here's
the thing with atheism, right? And I've read a lot of books that was written by atheists, but there's only one thing that we can't get past when it comes to atheism, and that is this: if you're right, shit don't matter. But if I'm right, you're fucked.
I think that's what that's the common misconception, though, is that we think that nothing matters. I have loved ones that matter an incredible amount to me.
Well, that's not what. Now, if you notice, he didn't even hear what I said. He was just waiting to respond. Because I literally said the thing with atheism is if you're right, if you're an atheist and you're right, it doesn't matter. But if I'm right, you being an atheist, you're screwed. That's what I said to him. I said, when it comes to atheism and the belief in God, if you're an atheist and you're right, then it doesn't matter. But if you believe in God and you're right, then it definitely matters. That's why, to me, atheism is nonsensical, right? But he didn't even hear what I said. He said, that's the problem. Y'all think that we don't think anything matters. I didn't say that. Never said that.
Things matter, yeah.
This is what he's saying, Reason. He's saying, I'd rather believe and find that he's not than not believe and find out that he is.
That's called Pascal's wager, and it's flawed.
Well, okay, Reason, but are you an atheist, Reason?
Yeah,
how is it flawed?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I was kind of seeing it like I didn't want to get bullied off.
I don't care about you being no atheist.
How is it?
Always cool, but I didn't know how you treat me.
How is it?
I'm not gonna treat you no different.
Let me ask you a question. How is it flawed?
Do you know Pascal's wager?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't want to. You can. This is just going off of mine. It's been a long time since I looked it up, but like I wrote a paper on it in school, or we had to read it or whatever. And at the end of the day, it only gave you two options, whether, like you said, you're either you believe and you're right or you're wrong. But then there is an option that was, that's why it's flawed, because they excluded the option where you don't believe and nothing happens.
No, but that's the point. That's not you said no. Hold on, you said
that's not in Pascal's wager.
Hey, one second, Angryman. I just gotta give a shout out real quick. Shout out to Miss Kim in the CashApp for $10. She said, "Hey, Mo Love." So she sent the CashApp and she said, "Hey to Mo Love," real quick. You go ahead, Angryman.
Hey.
You said is Pascal's wager, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but here's the problem with what you said. I included that option. I literally said.
You have to repeat it then, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, I literally said, if you're right, it doesn't matter. But if I'm right, it does matter in the grand scheme of things. That's what I said.
Technically, you were right then. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, you got to listen.
Well, then, okay, yeah, sorry.
But Reason, what makes
doesn't matter? Yeah, I'm not going to hell. Pascal's wager is about going to hell or not. That's what I should say.
Well, but Reason,
it does matter in that term. Like,
well, here's the thing, though.
I'm not going to hell whether I don't want to play.
Well, here's the thing, bro. I don't have a hell.
Sorry, Carwin, I didn't mean to cut you off either, man.
No, you go ahead, Angryman.
Well, here's the thing, bro. Like, what you believe in is what you believe in. I don't have a hell to put you in. You feel what I'm saying? So whatever you believe is what you believe. You feel me?
That's true. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to read for y'all what Pascal's wager is, right? Because what he said is incorrect. Pascal's wager formulated. Hold on one second. Pascal's wager, formulated by the 17th century philosopher Blaise Pascal, argues that believing in God is the most rational choice, even without proof, because the potential gain, eternal happiness, is infinite, while the potential loss, a trivial finite life is negligible. So from that description, it's not even talking about going to hell. But he does this the entire night. He does this the entire night, like mischaracterizes shit, says shit incorrectly, comes with half truths, all types of goofy shit. And then had the nerve to call me stupid. Had the nerve to tell me that I don't retain information. That anything I learn, I'm gonna forget in 24 hours. And I'm like, who, nigga, like, do you even know me? But we cooked his atheist ass on this show. Watch.
No, I believe in being a good person on this planet while we're here.
All right,
I'm not worried. My motion isn't worried about the afterlife. It's worried about
what you believe in, science?
I believe in science. Yeah, things that have been proven to me.
Can you make it scientifically make sense why you shouldn't think that there is a creator?
Make it make sense that we shouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Well, it's just incredibly illogical and unreasonable to believe in something we can't see, and it has that much control over our lives.
Can you see gravity?
Other than religion,
can you see gravity?
No, but I can see gravity work by throwing a ball up in the air and watching it come down.
Okay, now have you seen things be created before?
Yeah, a baby.
Okay, how did that happen?
I think we all know the birds and the bees.
Okay, but here's the problem.
And if you went to school and went through, they show you.
And here's the thing about that. He brought that up. He said he said babies being made, right? And we know how they're made. Actually, we don't. We actually don't. Everybody loves to say, "Oh, we know how babies are made." We actually don't. All we know is that when a man has sexual intercourse with a woman and the sperm travels down the birth canal or travels through the uterus, travels through the uterus, and once it gets in the egg, once it gets inside the egg, there's some sort of what's the word for it? There's some sort of combustion. There's some sort of thing that happens. We can't describe what that thing is. Science cannot describe what that thing is. And if there is a scientist that has described what that is, y'all put me on the game and let me know who it is. But that spark of life that is inside of that sperm, once it gets in that egg and that shit ignites, we don't know what that is. Yeah, we call it a chemical reaction. But here's my question. Outside of a man and a woman having sex, can we reproduce that? Can we produce that chemical reaction with science? Outside of, you said it's a chemical reaction. Outside of a man and a woman doing that, can you reproduce that chemical reaction with science? Exactly. So we do not have, hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. Because I see somebody that wants attention and I'm going to give it to them. Here we go right here. Here go your attention right there, bro. There go your attention right there. We cannot create what God creates. Which is basically an organic life. We can't do that without doing it the way God intended for it to be done.
Do a video.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, right? respectfully, right? When it comes to science, and this is a misconception, people think science and religion contradict each other, but they really don't.
And they don't.
Right.
They really don't. So
they really don't.
Here's the first thing. Did you hear about the situation with CERN and how they found the God particle?
The Higgs boson.
I heard about the God particle, but I didn't.
Now let's pause right here for a second. Now I need y'all to get some context. Right? I need you to keep in mind that this atheist at some point in this show tells me I'm stupid. Right? He said he believed in science. So the moment that he said he believed in science, I said to him, the misconception that we have in the modern world is that science and religion contradict each other, and they really don't. That's what I said. Then I went on to say, have you heard about CERN? Have you heard about the God particle? Now, this guy that's an atheist that claims he believes in science or understands science, he doesn't even know what the freaking God particle is. He don't even know what it is. But at some point, he's going to tell me that I'm stupid, right?
Read deep into it.
And I want every last one of y'all in the BINO Nation to listen to this back and forth that me and Harwin are having with Reason, who's an atheist. And I want you to tell me at what point in this conversation did the angry man sound stupid?
The Higgs boson. Google it real quick while he's talking to you.
Yeah, so you got that. There's a couple of things. You got that. The other thing you have is the human eye. It's
the telescope.
The human eye is actually, when you look at the biology of the human eye, it's too complicated for it not to be a design, right? In addition to the fact that you also have the Harwin, what's the Fibonacci sequence, right?
Yeah, the golden mean, yeah.
So you got the Fibonacci sequence. You have so many different things that point to a creator. That it's not just random. It's not just
it's not a lot of fallacy. Reason you study quantum mechanics. Hold on, angry man. Reason you study quantum mechanics?
No, I have not.
You might want to, because that's like everything since we talking science.
Yeah,
I can
you don't study quantum physics, and then you trying to say that the creator is a logical fallacy. I'm just gonna ask you, what causes the wave function to collapse?
Okay, we can hop into quantum mechanics and physics after I address the fallacy. A logical fallacy is trying to make his fallacy is that just because things make sense in the universe, that leads to a creator. That's a logical fallacy.
No, that's not what I said.
That's what you said. Because things are so perfect, it couldn't happen randomly.
Design of it because it makes sense.
It's a fallacy.
No, that's not what I said.
It's a, what is it called? It's a something to a designer. Yeah, it's a fallacy, man. Just because things are perfect, it couldn't happen randomly is a logical fallacy.
Okay, so number one, things aren't perfect. And in the argument,
explain the eye was so complex and almost perfect that it couldn't have been random.
I never said the word perfect.
I am trying to make my point a little clearer for you.
No, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to do is you're trying to put words in my mouth to substantiate your argument.
Okay. That is what you're doing, bro.
And what you have to dispute is what I actually said, not what you think.
I'll use your words then, so it makes you feel better. But you'd have to repeat yourself if you want me to use your words exactly.
Well, the first thing we can do, we can start.
Like I haven't been.
Well, here's the first thing we can do. We can start by you not being condescending, because you literally came up here. You literally came up here as an atheist. I could have been mad disrespectful, but I wasn't.
Cool. I was really cool about it. I was asking
what
questions.
you just got to saying was condescending as hell.
I came out pretty cool about it. I was asking questions, and then I came in kind of chill because I didn't know the response.
All right,
So
you was being passive aggressive reason, but it's cool. Just hit
do
him
you
out.
prefer aggressive, Harwin?
I
would
prefer
like
to just
to
have a
go
straight up
through this
conversation.
however you would want me to be. Do you like
Nah,
passive or
be
do you like
yourself.
aggressive?
Be yourself. Be yourself.
I apologize for coming in aggressive if it was caught off that way.
It's all good, bro.
All right, so where do we want to go from here, Angry Man? Do you want me to explain myself in my own words, or do you want me to try to use yours so we could connect?
No,
better?
you're trying to say
I do not want to misrepresent you. That's not what I'm trying to do.
You're trying to say that it's a logical fallacy that the universe is perfect. I never said it was perfect.
I did not say that either.
Okay, you said that a second ago. You were saying Look, here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing, bro. First of all, what I said was, when you look at the eye, you can tell it was designed. That's what I said. I never said it was perfect.
Okay.
That's what he said. Reason, but to his point,
I never said you didn't say. Oh, go ahead, keep going. My bad. I will stop interjecting until I feel you're done.
No, you cool, bro. To Angry Man's point, he used the example of the eye, right? But let's use the heart. To believe in science, you must believe in evolution. Am I correct? The theory of evolution, I mean, right? Okay, so if the theory of evolution is true, then the heart would not be irreducible. Do you know what that means?
You'd have to explain it to me just right now.
So evolution says things evolved over time in sequence, right?
Adaptation.
In sequence through adaptations, and then it came from one species and went to others and branched off, etc., right? Am I roundabout?
That's a reduction. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm really making it very simple. I ain't trying to go because I ain't trying to have a conversation about evolution.
No, I totally get it. I just
want to get a basic understanding that what evolution is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because we ain't got to go there, but I'm making that to make a point. How could that be true if the way the heart works, there's portions of the heart that could not have evolved separately from each other for them to work? So if evolution actually worked like Charles Darwin claimed, the heart would not be irreducible. To Angry Man's point, he was trying to use the eye. The heart is easier to use because there's certain chambers of the heart, how it works. It couldn't work in the form of how it evolved over time. It has to be how it is.
For that specific
organ. Yes.
No, not for that. Oh, no, that specific.
So what the brother Harwin is trying to say is that the heart, as we know it today, is what it has always been, because that's the only way it can function properly. The way the chambers in the heart are, they would not function in any other way. So the concept of evolution is everything about us allegedly changed and evolved over time until we have what we have right now, but the heart doesn't fit into that. That's what he's saying to him, but he's not trying to hear it.
Organ, that heart has to be formatted that way for that specific creature. That's the thing. That's what evolution
right. I'm talking about the human. Okay, let me be specific. I'm talking about the human heart. Right.
That's what evolution is. So you're talking about just the human heart. So
I'm talking about the human heart because we human. Yeah, I use the heart because the brother Angryman used the eye. So
evolution and adaptation would lead to a fish having a different heart than ours.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it was or wasn't. I'm talking about humans, bro. We're not talking about fish. If humans, but in evolution, they say that humans came from a monkey, right?
Great apes, yeah.
Well, okay, but you being pedantic on me, bro. Because the great apes, let me tell you, hold on. The great apes come from monkeys, right?
No.
The great apes evolved from no, sir. The great apes evolved from a common ancestor with a monkey with a tail. I'm not saying that the great ape is a monkey. That's not what I'm saying. They are different things.
And a monkey are different.
Absolutely. What I'm saying is they evolved from a common ancestor that had a tail. Did an ape not evolve from something, or did it just pop up as an ape?
Now, this is where the conversation got funny, because he's trying to tell him that they're saying we evolved from monkeys, and he's trying to say no, the great apes. And so Harwin says, look, the great apes evolved from a common ancestor that was a monkey with a tail, right? And he's trying to say, well, a ape isn't a monkey. Yeah, just like a human isn't an ape. But that's the point that freaking Darwin was trying to make about evolution, right? So it's crazy to me that this dude is an atheist and says that he believes in science, but he doesn't even understand the damn science that he's trying to lean on. He doesn't even understand the damn science he's trying to lean on.
Yeah, but you're trying to connect the ape and a monkey.
Because it evolved from a common ancestor of a monkey that had a tail.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Okay, so now you do know. So you can Google it as I'm teaching you.
I would love for you to just tell me as we go.
I'm telling you, but you're arguing it, so I'm telling you to Google it so you can see it, that I'm not making it up. Go look up what the great ape evolved from. Then you're saying that we evolved from the great ape. So no, we didn't directly evolve from a monkey with a tail according to the theory of evolution, but we evolved from common ancestor allegedly with great apes, right?
Well,
okay. That common ancestor evolved from something that was a common ancestor with a monkey that had a tail, right?
I believe tails, yeah, because we have vestigial tails.
Yeah, the coccyx bone, right?
We have tail bones.
The coccyx bone. Okay. So you're all right. Now, for that to be true, the heart could not be irreducible. It would.
Then can we go over that definition if we're gonna keep using it? So like,
meaning, I gave you the definition and basic understanding what irreducible means in this context.
Yes, you never actually defined it, bro.
I did. I gave it to you, and when I broke down why the heart, how it works with its chambers.
I try to battle that, and you said no. We're specifically only talking about the human heart.
You brought up a fish. I said about the human heart. You brought up a fish heart, and we're not talking about a fish. We talk about humans.
Because I was trying to get to the definition of reducible.
Because irreducible in this context. Because irreducible in this context of what we talk about in evolution means what it means.
So the human heart is irreducible for the function of a human. Obviously.
Yes. No, and even in its evolutions, you didn't understand what I'm saying then. The evolution, the portions of the heart that work, how it works for us to survive.
You're saying that the great apes and the monkey heart were always the same, all the way up until the human heart. The heart's always been the same.
I said that for evolution. No, sir. What I'm saying is for the theory of evolution from Charles Darwin to be true, the heart would not have to evolve in the way that it has evolved irreducibly. Our heart is not the same as an ape. It's not the same as a monkey.
Yeah. Okay.
Darwin has been. Darwin
got you believing you evolved from an ape, and that ape evolved from a common ancestor that is a monkey. So
irreducible come in then. Yeah, I know they're different hearts.
The function of the heart is irreducible. You can't.
You were the one who was trying to say we're only talking about human hearts.
Because that's the only example I used. I'm only using that. You keep going off of that, bro. I don't know why.
So why are you trying to call me out? Because
I'm not calling you out.
I don't know the difference between a ape heart and a monkey heart.
I'm not calling you out. We're having a conversation about why. Because I asked you. Let's slow down.
Yeah.
I asked. Yeah. Let's come back down. Oops, sorry.
I'm confused.
You good? I got you. We had a conversation. You asked us about atheism, right?
I just wanted to see if I could come in as one before getting.
Yeah, you can be whatever you want to be. You're a grown man.
Oh, I get that, but I actually enjoy coming on this platform. I didn't want to get exiled, quite literally.
Nobody's exiling you though. Angryman, am I exiling the brother?
You can understand my weary. Please.
It don't matter. Everybody got wearies, but we all grown at the end of the day. Ain't nobody judging you for what you are. We just giving you our opinion about evolution versus creationism. That's it.
All right. Yeah, let's get back to it. I'm actually down for it. I love it.
Cool. So that's how the conversation started. You asked us about atheism. Then I asked you, are you atheist? And you said, yeah. Right? All right. So then I said, in between that, I asked you to show how atheism makes sense using science, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't did that yet, so I'm trying to help you. I'm showing you how science modern science contradicts the theory of evolution.
Okay.
Yeah, there's numerous scientists that have came out and said that Darwin's theory is extremely problematic.
It's extremely. We get to talk about GPUs and all that, but I don't want to get super technical and go into his incorrect. But that's why I just used the heart, because the OG Angryman used the eye, which is a good example, because in the Bible it's funny. Angryman says the eye and thine eye shall become one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know my counter to all this though, and kind of makes it just a little more clear? And
go ahead.
It was just, I just love that you said the theory of evolution.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's a theory. But when it comes to your side of the story and everything, nothing's ever a theory.
Well, you don't know my side because I haven't explained it to you.
I know your side.
No, you don't. I promise you. You only know the fact that I believe in a intelligent designer, but you can't explain it to somebody. If somebody asks you, hey, what does Harwin believe in?
It's not going to be Bible rooted.
That's fine. I'm saying let's use science. I can use science to prove what I'm saying. That's why
he absolutely thought he was gonna cook, Nita, and he got cooked.
Say let's use quantum mechanics. If you don't like religion, that's cool.
And look, he ain't even got cooked yet. He just simmering right now.
Who with me?
But you're using, but you're trying
to. He just dismissed.
You're trying to use science to prove religion.
But he just dismissed quantum mechanics. He dismissed it.
I tried to go into quantum mechanics. You didn't know what it was. Okay, so
know what quantum mechanics are. I was trying to. No, dude. I actually told you, and I said that we can go into quantum mechanics as soon as I address the fallacy that you didn't.
And you addressed it, and we still ain't went into it.
Now we can go back to quantum. Don't act like I'm dodging.
Cool. So, all right, bet. All right, great. You're right. Now let's get back to quantum mechanics. What causes the wave function to collapse, Reason?
The wave function to collapse. I mean, it goes up and down. I don't know. Like it's something shorten the wavelength. Either lengthen or shorten the wavelength.
No, sir. That's not what happened. You know what the wave function is?
Are we talking? I mean, there's different types of waves. What quantum mechanics?
Okay, you don't know what it is. So let me tell you. The wave function is the state that an electron or any quantum so-called particle, which a particle is a wave and a particle at the same time. Because of this, a wave function is a state, sits in a state of what scientists call a superposition. You ever heard of that?
No.
Okay. A superposition is a big fancy word for them to explain that this electron exists in a foggy mist that is abstract, that all possible outcomes exist at the same time.
Yep.
At the exact same time. This is proven through their own equations, not me, not religion. You ever heard of Schrodinger's equation?
I have.
All right. You ever heard of Schrodinger's cat?
Oh, is this? Oh, or you throw the cat around and okay.
No, the cat is alive and dead in the box at the same time until you open the box and view it as the observer.
Okay, yeah.
It's the observer effect.
It's called the observer effect. So the observer effect is when you look at something, reality is instantly created. But before that, it does not exist in a state of a definite. It only exists in an infinite state of possibilities called a superposition. Because it exists.
Now, he really didn't understand this. He really didn't understand this. To put it in simpler terms, in layman's terms, right? When they do this experiment with particles and waves, right? What they notice is that the particles behave differently only when they're being observed, right? So it's kind of like it's kind of like I'm here right now, me, my consciousness, right? Me as a person with my consciousness. Everything I see is my reality, right? Right now, I'm in the state of North Carolina. California doesn't exist for me right now because I'm nowhere near it. I'm not there to observe it. I'm not there to observe what's going on in California. So until I get there and start seeing what's going on, that's not a reality for me. It may be a reality for someone that's in California, but where I'm at and what I'm doing is not a reality for them because they're not observing it. So it's kind of like the concept of multiple outcomes, right? So if I was in a car and I was driving and I got in a car accident, right? And I survived it. There's a possibility of another reality where I didn't survive it. There's a reality where I just got injured. There's a reality where I didn't get in the car accident. There's a reality where I didn't even drive my car that day. Like there's infinite possibilities of something before it actually happens. You feel what I'm saying? So that type of thing, whether anybody wants to believe it or not, if you understand that concept, that lets you know that there's a creator. Because if you understand the way the Almighty creates reality, that science is pointing to that. It's not pointing to evolution. Because of that observer effect, because of that thing, we now have to re-examine the universe. We now have to re-examine reality itself. You feel me? That's basically what he's saying, right? And the funny thing about it is the whole reason why I was quiet is because I understood what he was saying, because I like watching documentaries and scientists discuss this type of stuff because it deals with the fabric of reality, right? I like watching stuff about quantum mechanics, quantum physics, string theory, all of those different things, right? But little buddy, in fact, I'm even going to give him a reference that deals with quantum mechanics that he didn't even understand dealt with quantum mechanics. Watch.
Exists outside of space and time.
And this is something that has been done recently in science, where they notice that waves will behave differently when they're observed. They'll behave more like particles.
So what in 2022 reason, the Nobel Prize went to a group of scientists that proved that the universe is not locally real. Meaning what you looking at is not the universe that it actually exists in. It's an illusion based on your perceptions that your brain was evolved to pick up these signals, but it's not picking up everything. That's why a dog can hear a whistle that you can't. That's why dogs and some cats can see UV light and you can't with the naked eye.
I understand the difference. I understand the differences between different people and individuals' perceptions of the universe.
Okay.
I get it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. But the wave function proves that at the very least, that scientists don't have a clue what's going on before we observe it.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been stuck for over 100 years.
We have theories. That's why we develop theories. So what?
Yeah, but the theories have not proven. Listen, inside those theories are gathered facts, right?
They're just theories, but that's all.
No, there's a difference. Hold on. There's a difference between theories and a science. There's a difference between a theory and a scientific theory. You know that, right?
Yeah, a theory is just something that me and you could come up with off the rim, but then a scientific theory is one that's actually tested and gone through peer review. Yeah.
Right, but not just tested, it has gathered facts. It has in the facts that and within the theory that's gathered, right?
Yeah.
Right. So the fact is that the wave function collapses the moment you observe it. Before that, it exists in a state of infinite possibilities. How could evolution be true if that's a fact?
That's just a theory.
How could evolution be true, though, if that's a fact? Evolution says this: things evolve linearly through time, over time. But quantum mechanics says everything exists already in a state of a superposition, and it only comes to reality when you view it. So
just because
now, if you really want to be technical, right? The reason when you look at the observer effect and you look at particles, right? Not really look at particles, but observe them the way you can observe particles, because you can't look at a single particle. We're going to get into that in a second too. But when you think about that concept, right? When you think about that concept, it debunks the concept of evolution, because evolution, like my man just said, says that things evolve over time in a linear fashion. The problem is when you start looking at the observer effect, you start to realize that time is not linear. You start to realize that. You start to realize that as I'm sitting here talking to you guys right now in 2026, the fall of the Roman Empire is happening right now. Abraham Lincoln is being assassinated right now. In other words, time exists at the same time. All time exists at the same time. Like there are scientists that talk about this as well, right? That time is not linear. It's not a straight line. You feel me? With a beginning and an end, right? I should have went to school to be a scientist. I really should have. Shout out to my man Burnell in the building, sponsoring the show.
That's that BINO energy.
Oh, it's a lot better than we usually do.
All right, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
Shout out to Burnell. He said, perception is deception based on assumption. We are God's children in this world. Respectfully, we are humans created by Elohim. What are the apes and monkeys in the zoo if we came from them exactly? I'm waiting. AM, California might be on your venue for investment in 2030. Word. Appreciate you, bro.
We viewed something or didn't view it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just because we viewed evolution or didn't view evolution doesn't mean it wouldn't happen.
No. I didn't say it didn't happen.
He said, just because you viewed something or didn't view it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Watch what I say. So reason. So
not collapse evolution.
So you got it.
A really trite old
It says everything exists already in a state of a superposition, and it only comes to reality when you view it. So
just because we viewed something or didn't view it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just because we viewed evolution or didn't view evolution doesn't mean it wouldn't happen.
No. I didn't say it didn't happen.
That's what
no. I didn't say it didn't happen. What I said was it exists. All the states already exist.
I'm saying that evolution happened whether we observed it or not.
So reason. So
not collapse evolution.
So you got
reason.
it.
So reason, let me ask you a question.
It doesn't change anything whether we observe
so reason,
it or not.
Are you saying if a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to hear it, it still makes a sound?
I don't know.
That's what he's saying.
That's
what you're saying, though, bro.
That's what you're saying, though, bro.
No, actually,
I'm saying science says.
Do y'all see how that went over his head? This dude called me stupid, but do y'all see how that went over his head? He said, I don't know what you're saying, dude. Just because we didn't observe something doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just because we didn't observe evolution doesn't mean it didn't happen. So I said, so are you saying that if a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to hear it, doesn't make a sound? No, that's not, I don't understand. That's not what I'm saying. Like, bro, that is literally that old saying, which lets you know that people back in the day were a hell of a lot smarter and had a greater understanding of the universe than we did. Just by them asking that question means that back in the day, they had an understanding of quantum mechanics that we didn't have. And he didn't even catch it when I said it.
That is not the same thing. You just brought up a really trite old fucking saying to sound wise.
No, that old saying. No, listen. No, here's the thing, bro. There's a lot of old sayings that are relevant that are relevant.
Captain Obvious is one.
Bro, can I finish talking? Why are you so argumentative?
Because this is an argument.
It's not an argument. We're having a discussion, and you're trying to make it an argument.
It's an argument. I disagree.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Since we're arguing, can you let me speak first, and then you respond?
I apologize for being rude. I will do that. My bad. I apologize. I've been doing it a lot. I'm sorry.
Hey, reason when he talking, bro, you can't ad lib, bro. You ad libbing. You trying to finish his sentence. Just let the man finish his statement before you respond, bro. Like y'all really having a good dialogue, and I'm sitting here learning. So just listen until you finish.
So here's the thing, right? There's a lot of old sayings that are really relevant to a lot of things that we're doing today. In fact, when you just said that, that's why I thought of that old saying, because you said, even if we observe something or do not observe it, it still happened. So that's why I asked you that old saying. If a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to hear it, you believe it makes a sound, because even though you weren't there to observe it, you still believe it fell. You still believe it made a sound. That's why I said that. You get what I'm saying?
It makes sense why you would say that. Yes.
Okay. So that's the thing. Like with what we're seeing right now with the observing effect, right? You got to question that. Did the tree even fall at all? Much less make a damn sound, because no one was there to observe it.
All I was trying to say is that when you asked me that, you're saying, did I see the tree when it comes to evolution, scientists did see the tree fall. There's a bunch of scientists that had the same theory, went through peer review, and they all saw the tree fall.
And yeah,
they said, yeah, I saw and heard a tree fall. Did you? And they were like, yeah. Holy shit. And like homeboy said he did too. That's how we know trees fall without having to see. That's how I know the tree fall.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of Schrodinger's cat. You don't know the cat is alive. You don't know if the cat is alive or dead until you open the box.
You missed
so until you observe it, no, I heard what you said. I heard what you said.
You heard it, but
I didn't miss it. I didn't miss it. You're saying that the peer review is them observing the tree. But what I'm trying to say to you is what they're finding out now is that things are happening because they observed it.
Yes. But they've been doing that for 100 years.
They observed it. 10 people observed it. They all agreed, and then they told me that's why I don't have to open up the box.
No. Reason you fundamentally misunderstanding what he mean by observing. You think we talk about observing an experiment? No. What we're talking about is what happens when the electron is being looked at and when it's not being looked at. The equation said you don't even have to. You can't physically see an electron. It's moving fast. It's moving at the speed of light. You don't actually see it.
No, you can see an electron.
No, you cannot. You can only see the effects of an electron.
So how do we know there's an electron cloud?
Because of the equation, Schrodinger's equations, but we don't actually see the cloud. It's called the wave function. There is no picture of a wave function. I dare you to Google it. in a minute, I'm gonna bet you if you keep going how you going.
Now, the reason why I'm laughing is because I know you can't see a damn electron. He thinks you can see an electron, and watch how he tries to prove that you can see an electron.
Okay, so again, we cannot actually see the wave function. We do not actually see it. We don't. All we see is when we open the box with the cat in it, is the cat alive or dead. That's all we see. The equations let us know that the cat that they're using when they use calculus in physics. The equations are telling us that it exists in a state of a wave function. We don't actually see that. You understand? So when we view it as observers, it goes into what?
Exactly, Beanie. Reason also said, hold on, let me get on the screen to say this. Reason also said it's illogical to believe in God because we can't see God. Then he says things exist whether we see it or not. Facts.
And some quantum physicists like Sean Carroll agree with what they call the many worlds interpretation. One of the infinite possibilities that can happen, we see and experience one of those infinite worlds. But all the other infinite worlds of all the other possibilities exist simultaneously in a Hilbert space.
Can I ask a question?
Did that make sense?
It might not make sense. I have to be okay. I'm going to be completely honest. I was not entirely listening because I was going to come up with my own point. I'm being honest.
Okay.
Can I bring up my point and then we could go back to yours? Just
go ahead, bro.
Why do they call it an electron microscope?
Because they can observe the effects of an electron.
They can observe what?
The effects of an electron.
Okay.
That's why in quantum physics they say it's a particle and a wave.
I could have sworn you said we can't.
You cannot see the wave function. You can't, and we can bet $500.
No, that's not what you said. You said we couldn't.
You can't see the electron.
You actually said we couldn't observe electrons.
No, I said you can observe the effects of an electron. I said you can't actually see the electron.
I just thought that was a good point to make.
But it's incorrect. I understood the point you tried to make, but it is incorrect. All you got to do is Google what I'm saying. You cannot
like I told you, I missed you because I thought the electron point was a good idea. But tell me,
that's cool. But we're talking about the wave function, which is the state of the electron existing before it is even a so-called particle. And physics,
because we couldn't observe the electron, that I have to believe all these assumptions you're making now.
I didn't make no assumption. I'm giving you the equations. I gave you a specific equation. I said the Schrodinger equation. That's not my assumption.
Okay, my bad.
It's science.
It's not an assumption. It's science. You just don't really know physics like that. That's how I can tell. You didn't know that the wave function is an abstract model that is.
You didn't know that we could observe electrons.
You cannot see an electron. You can only see the effects of it. When you, brother, I said that multiple times already.
It's called an electron microscope.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. You can only see the effects of it.
You can actually break it down and go down to like
in the state of a wave function. You cannot see what that is, brother.
Covalent bonds. You can break them down.
But that's not the wave function. That's after the wave function has already collapsed. You're not listening.
I'll continue to listen. My bad.
Yeah, that's not the wave function. You have a fundamental misunderstanding of what the wave function is.
I just want you to know that I realize I was not talking about the wave function, but I'll continue.
But that's what the electron is. That's why they call it a particle and a wave. because it
engulfing an electron.
brother, the way the electron and its opposite.
Here we go right here. Can you see an electron with an electron microscope? The short answer is no. You cannot see a single electron with an electron microscope. While it may sound counterintuitive using electrons to see electrons, the physics of how these microscopes work makes it impossible to photograph an individual electron in the way we see atoms.
I just told you that reason, but you didn't want to listen. So
He's
now
not done. He's not done.
He is done.
I am done. I am done.
No, he's done, but that's not the rest of it, obviously.
I am done.
He's done. That's different.
I am done.
He's done. He doesn't want to read any further.
I am done.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you, Reason. I am. But notice me and him in two different places, two different states. I'm not looking at no computer or no book.
He just read. I want him to know that he don't want to read no more.
What I've been saying to you.
No, if I read more, if I read, check this out, bro. If I read more, you're gonna look stupid because it's actually saying what Harwin just said.
I'm actually down to listen to Harwin. I respect him a lot more than it's all good. Let's go, Har.
It's okay, bro. It ain't about that. It's just about what it is. What he read is what I said to you verbatim, bro. And I'm just saying,
you said you respect him more.
That's a thing, and I know that was disrespectful to him, but like I don't
care about that, bro.
Okay, I take that.
Let's stay on topic. I don't care about that. I got that skin. It's okay, brother. I'm not worried about that.
I'm totally down to admit when I'm wrong. So let's go.
Okay, so again, I tried to respect.
Now, what happened right there, and most people didn't catch it. I caught it. He stopped mid-sentence. What he was getting ready to say was, I respect Harwin more than I respect you, Angry Man. That's what he was getting ready to say. And that's why I paused and I asked him what he said. And he didn't want to repeat it. Now, the only reason I know that's what he was getting ready to say is because later on, he finally said it. He finally got the nerve up to say that Harwin was the only person on the panel that he thought had any intelligence. And that's when he started calling me stupid and shit. So let me ask y'all a question. Out of this whole conversation, who would y'all say was the dumb one? Me or him? So far, who would you think is the dumb one, me or him?
Really tell you, you cannot see the electron. That's like saying you can see light turning on, bro. It's moving at the speed of light. Listen, the electron exists in a state of something called a wave function. When the brother Angry Man said Schrodinger's cat, that is Schrodinger. You know who Erwin Schrodinger is?
No.
Oh,
and by the way, I issued him a challenge. I told him, I said, you can come to my show anytime and we can have a one-on-one debate, just me and him about any topic. Have y'all seen him in the chat yet? No. When I'm on these panels, cats love to talk crazy to me, but they're not going to, I issue that challenge every time. You feel me? And look, I issue it every time, and guess what? I always get stood up. You feel me? I feel like a ugly chick on prom night because they always stand me up.
Okay, he's a physicist from the 20s during the boom period of when quantum mechanics had its rise in like 1925, between 1930. It's debatable, but they really sit on 1925. So quantum mechanics just turned 100 years old last year. Erwin Schrodinger is the one that came up with the equation, Schrodinger's equation. That's why it's named after him. The equation is letting you know.
And by the way, I'm sitting back, letting Harwin drop knowledge on him. Let's get this clear. It's not because I don't already know what Harwin is saying, and it's not because I don't understand what Harwin is saying. How many times, BINO Nation, how many times have y'all heard me make reference to Schrodinger's cat? How many times have y'all heard me make reference to Schrodinger's cat? How many times have y'all heard me make reference to Skinner when it comes to conditioning? I I reference Skinner. I also reference Pavlov's dog, like a lot, right? Okay, we just making sure.
Oh, that the electron does not exist and as a particle as we think when we think of it. It exists in a wave function, which is a function of basically in reality, all these possibilities exist simultaneously. The only debate is it an infinite amount of possibilities or a gargantuan amount of numbers that we don't know? That's the only debate. So there's not even a debate what we're saying right now. This is proven. This is nothing theoretical. The only theory of it is the rest of it. These possibilities, the electron exists in a state of a wave function in Hilbert space. These things don't even exist in space and time. So you definitely couldn't be able to view it. I said that because in any religion, the Most High exists outside of space and time, and you cannot observe it. Listen to
you kind of faltered there because you said that something was proven, but this is all under the umbrella.
Hold on. You said I didn't read the rest of it, so I'm gonna read the rest of it.
Okay, this man's coming out. Okay, well, okay, let's address this.
I'm gonna read the rest of it. There's an echo. Y'all hear that echo? Nah.
Yo.
Okay, it must have left you. All right, so it says, I read that first part, then it says, here's the breakdown of why this is the case and what we actually see instead. 1, the observer effect. To see anything, you have to bounce something off of it. In a traditional microscope, you bounce photons, light, off of an object. In an electron microscope, you fire a beam of high-speed electrons at a sample. Because an electron is an elementary particle with almost no mass, hitting it what?
I'm sorry. I'm ad-libbing. My bad.
Hitting it with another electron from a microscope's beam would be like trying to find the position of a ping pong ball by blasting it with a bowling ball. The moment a beam interacts with the target electron, it knocks it out of its position, changing its state instantly. 2, the wave particle duality. According to quantum mechanics, electrons don't sit still like tiny marbles. They exist in a cloud of probability.
Ain't that what I said?
That's exactly what he said. That's why I said if you wanted me to read the rest of it, it was just going to solidify Harwin's point.
No,
so I wasn't trying to be
deceptive. No, it actually made mine too. We can see him. We just have to shoot.
No, it did not make your point.
We can see him. We can't see him until we shoot.
They're predicting the position of the wave using. They're predicting the position of the wave using the calculus. Yes, that's a prediction. That's what they do. That's what they do.
I never heard the word prediction in the last 10 minutes.
You also didn't hear them say they see the electron.
Oh, you just said predictions.
Yes, because I can explain it in my own words. It said probability.
The short answer is no. You cannot see a single electron.
Obviously, you can't. But I said we could observe it.
No, I said you can observe the effects. Let's be clear.
That's what that's how.
And I said that from the beginning. No, we're not both right because you're saying you can actually observe the electron. You cannot actually observe the electron. Let's get that clear. You concede to that? Okay, cool. Now we can move on from that. Great. Let's move on from that.
No, I'd like them to repeat one more time, and then I would concede. If not, let me take a quick piss.
I hear you, bro. But it exists in a cloud of probabilities.
A quick piss. He doesn't have to repeat, but I'll be back.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, I'll be right back. This is fun. I enjoy this. I trust me, whether it looks like it or not.
It don't matter, bro. You didn't really know what it was. So you believe it. See, this is why I think atheism is by far the most unintelligent position to take.
Yo, I don't know who this dude Black Prod is, but he is really on me.
Lack of belief. That's what.
No, atheism is the belief that there isn't a creator.
No, it's a lack of belief.
Okay, so what does what is the
only reason atheist is the only reason why the word atheism exists is because the religious.
Okay, but you're atheism with agnostics. Agnostics mean you don't know, the lack of belief. Atheism is taking a hard stance, and that stance is
by theists.
No, atheism is a hard
stance. He can't take that stance because he said earlier while I was listening that he believes in something about people being good. He just want people to be good, or what did he say? So where did you get that?
He believes in being good.
So where did he get that from? He don't get, you don't get that from. You get that from
People,
somewhere, right?
You get it from your parents.
That's cool.
No, you said something else. You said like three things that you believe in as an atheist.
He believed in science, is what he said.
No, he said people should be good. People should be honor. He said three things.
He said you should treat people good. He did say that.
Okay, so that doesn't come from
no,
that.
Harwin brought up, or Trey was asking Harwin how we get into heaven, and he said that we should love people. But then we got
you said you were an atheist, and then somebody asked you, "What do you believe in?" And you said, "What did you say?"
I believe in. Somebody was like, "If you're an atheist, you know nothing matters or whatever." And I was like, "Things matter to me. Like I believe in things like my loved ones and all that, in my life and my health and all that. Like things matter to me." Yeah.
So didn't you say people should be good around you and you trust people or something like that?
The golden rule is treat people how you would like to be treated.
Okay, so where did you get that from? Where did you get that from?
I got that in Catholic school. I went to St. Veronica's.
Oh, okay. So now we're not an atheist no more.
I'm an atheist, man. Just because I went somewhere doesn't mean I can't change my mind.
Well, that's what you said you believed in when they asked you what it meant.
You asked me about my past. Things change.
No, I'm talking about, I sat here and watched and was quiet.
You just try to get me with that gotcha little. Sorry.
No, I'm not trying to get you with a gotcha. I'm trying to get you to understand that you don't even know what you believe in.
I do.
So you can't believe in atheism because you don't even know what you believe in.
It actually was a gotcha.
Tell me, which is crazy.
It actually was a gotcha.
But bro, you said you believe in science.
You just basically admitted that your belief in being good comes from your Catholic background.
Exactly.
She asked me where I heard the golden rule from, and I told her.
Exactly.
So you believe in something.
No, you asked me, Miss Kim, where I heard the golden rule from.
And you believe in the golden rule, right?
Now you're jumping to all kinds of conclusions.
Hold on, reason. You believe in the golden rule, right?
I do actually believe.
Okay, that's her point.
How does that make me a theist all of a sudden? Because I believe in one rule.
So well, I'm not going to say that it makes you a theist, because we can find the golden rule, bro. We can find a golden rule in just about any culture. I'm not going to say it necessarily makes you.
See an electron.
No, it's called physics. Time when they exist outside of space and time. That is a fundamental contradiction and unto itself. Is not that's not the conversation. You moving the goalpost.
This is totally a part of it. This is okay.
It's not.
I believe in evolution. So what do you believe in then? If you don't believe that we can,
I already talked about being an intelligent designer. I said that from the jump.
You're telling me science is disproving evolution. Tell me where it's proven.
No, I said.
Tell me that. Show me where it's. Where's the truth then? I'm asking you.
Hey, fam, if I can give you that,
tell me where's right. Where am I?
I just gave you the things in science that we can prove empirically. Brother Angryman read it. I did. I said the Schrodinger equation.
What am I supposed to? You just took evolution.
Bro, you gotta stop talking and let him speak, bro. What is wrong with you? Yo, are you on Adderall or something?
What am I supposed to replace it with? If you took,
you gotta stop talking to let him answer.
I will now.
Thank you.
I didn't know I was trying to have you replace your beliefs with anything. All I was saying was making a statement. You claim that the theory of evolution, you believe in one theory and you cannot believe in the other. And I'm like, that's cool. But if you actually go by a scientific way, you should go by the one that's proven, or at least has things that is proven in it.
They're not proven.
Sir,
their theories.
The wave function is proven. The wave function.
It's a theory. It's a theory.
No, the wave function is a concept that exists within a theory. You gotta.
It's a theory within a theory. Okay.
Harwin.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Harwin.
Dude, it's a theory within a theory, and I know.
See, this is education.
What I'm saying is, okay, then I am. Okay, cool. What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. You purposely are being combative regardless. To the point where you're not even really listening to people. You're listening to respond. You're not really listening to understand another person's point of view, even though we're trying to understand your point of view.
I think you're just baiting me to talk.
No,
go ahead and finish. Land. Go ahead.
Already
Don't
landed.
bait me. No, don't bait me. Land.
No, you ain't baited. We can get
You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now.
Oh, so you're done? I can talk?
You're doing it right now. I literally made
Can
a
somebody
statement.
let me know?
I
Can somebody let me know then?
literally made a statement and stopped talking. Like you, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now.
anymore.
I have seen in my lifetime, I have seen some miserable people, but you are one miserable fuck, bro.
I'm not. I just don't know when
Like
to
for
talk.
real, you are a miserable shit.
I don't know when to talk. That would make somebody miserable. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know when to talk.
Hey, listen, bro. Hey, you can get back to the topic. The video.
Can I still talk when I want to though?
So we're talking about the video.
Not the Bronco. Not the Bronco. I'm talking about when he was on the field.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, because
Like leading to something which would be a greater understanding.
I never said there was.
Leading to
how they use the Bible. Yeah, we're going back to the Bible.
yeah,
And
we
he,
tried it.
you know, Angryman was just mentioning quantum mechanics in that context.
I'm just trying to question stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. We know the electron ain't a thing though. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with questioning stuff.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known that you can't really see the electron if you didn't today. So
I will give you that. How about that?
Yeah, for sure. We are. I'm learning. I learned that you was an atheist.
So let me ask you this then, Reason. Serious question.
Yeah.
So if you understand science and you understand, us being in this, in this existence, you don't think that there should be a desire to understand the world more than we do?
There is, yeah.
So then what's wrong with the pursuit of science and those different disciplines? What's wrong with that leading to something which would be a greater understanding?
I never said there was.
Okay. So, yeah, Angryman, you was talking about the context of every time they going, the more they dig, the more they find in quantum mechanics.
Do you want me to
the more they keep finding things that
biased to atheism.
You're being biased.
I said we all have biases.
Can be completely biased.
No,
we all
because
know they can't.
We only believe in science.
No, because there's
You don't
no
believe in science.
there's no such
Science,
thing.
you can't.
There's no
You
such
don't believe
thing.
in science.
You have to slow it down though.
There's no such thing
Literally
as
an atheist. An atheist scientist is
No, that's an agnostic. No, that's an agnostic. Atheist, no, they don't. Agnostic has the least bias. Atheist has because agnostic.
He has no idea. He could be swayed.
Now he's trying to prove in this portion, he's trying to prove that a atheist doesn't have a bias. So in this moment, he's trying to prove, and my man said that agnostic doesn't have a bias, but he's trying to say that an atheist doesn't have a bias. Watch this.
Agnostic only looks at the evidence. Atheist looks at the evidence and trying to prove their atheism of opinion, or there wouldn't be a debate versus evolution versus creationism in science. So if you're going to get up here, no, they don't. If you're going to get up here, it's because atheism is trying to prove their standpoint, or there wouldn't be an argument that exists in science right now of creationism versus evolutionism, of materialism versus consciousness. These are debates. No, Reason, you're not listening. You listening to respond again. These are debates that our scholarly physicists are having among themselves for hundreds of years, and modern scholars. Right now, they're arguing materialism versus creationism in science right now. So you can't tell me atheists don't have their bias. Neil deGrasse Tyson is an atheist. He has a bias until somebody who actually is a working physicist come on his show and got to correct him on the fact that the wave function actually exists. He thought it was just a mathematical model. I can send you the video if you want to bet money on it. Because at this point, you are being disingenuous. You're sitting there acting like atheists can't have a bias when their bias is actual atheism. You sound crazy.
No. Are you done? Are you done? It sounds like you're done. You're right. Pauses, right? Pauses? I heard. Okay. Yeah, atheists can have non-bias. First of all, the only reason why, like I said this before, the only reason why atheist is a thing is because religion was a thing first. If theists never existed, atheist wouldn't be a thing. Y'all made all of these terms. I'm actually I'm not going to say me. An atheist scientist actually can be non-biased because he only cares about the science. He has nothing other than the science. That's what he gets out of it. It has nothing to do. He doesn't have to prove.
So that's a lie. He's trying to prove atheism.
I was not done, but go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Finish what you're saying.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I'm just saying that the atheist has nothing to prove other than the actual truth that he gets by being non-biased. There's a theist. He will always have that going back to the homies and proving, yeah, God wrong, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. It's always inherent in there. But if you don't believe in anything, the only reason you guys think we believe in nothing is because you put that on us. We were just chilling until somebody said there was somebody in the sky.
Incorrect, sir. The word atheism has a definition.
Can you please let me finish this last atheist? Everybody was an atheist.
A long time. My fault.
I begged you for one more statement. My bad.
I thought you was done because you paused.
I begged you for one more.
You don't got to beg. I thought you was done because you paused.
I broke it. I realized that, and I beg you for one more. I realized I broke it.
So scientists definitely have biases.
Yeah, he tweaking.
They definitely have biases.
So I couldn't finish.
In fact, I could argue that an atheist that is a scientist, technically his religion is science.
That could be argued, yes.
That's what it is. By definition, it's a belief.
Okay, but then nonetheless, that is not a bias leading towards something.
He has a bias towards his belief. His belief is that there is no creationism.
His belief is getting to the truth
No, it's not. His belief says that there is no creationism. The truth would not take a position.
Science is literally the belief in getting to something, testing it without it's getting to a truth. So
no, science means knowledge. Scientists with biases that bring their biases into it have belief. Science just means knowledge. Scientists bring in their own biases into the equation. Thus, that's why we have creationism versus evolution, the debate. Thus, that's why I gave you an actual real-time example with a real actual astrophysicist named Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is an atheist, who gave an actual bias that his own colleague that still works in quantum physics today had to correct him on. And I offered you to bet that I can send you the video to prove it. What I'm talking about is not a theory. I'm giving you actual events that happen in history that prove atheists have biases when we're talking about science. It's not even a debate.
Hey, Harwin, guess what? Guess what, bro?
That does not prove that
I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson chopping it up with his homeboy. I can't remember the dude's name, dark-skinned dude, right? And so they're chopping it up, and he was talking about the Super Bowl when they had Puerto Ricans performing, right? And the dude told Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's like, yeah, man, I was glad they was performing, but they had to hurry up before Trump deported them. And Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't say anything. The moment he didn't say nothing in that moment, I said, yeah, I can't rock with Neil deGrasse Tyson. He didn't even correct his homeboy that Puerto Ricans can't be deported.
You're gonna be in Puerto Rico.
He don't be knowing. He don't be knowing. And scientists come on his show and check him all the time. He's not a working scientist. He's a former scientist that is now a personality in YouTube media. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I've seen him get owned a few times
by working physicists.
You know what I figured out just from this little 7 minutes, and when you was talking and everybody else was giving their input, I was saying, okay, all right. So one believe in science and religion.
Was this, but if he was non-biased, if he was the definition of what he says an atheist is, which is non-biased, he wouldn't be so triggered with all of this talk about religion. You wouldn't be so triggered, bro. And see, here's the thing about the cake, OG. Nobody made the cake. It just appeared. The eggs and the flour and the icing and all of that, just over time, it just gravitated towards each other and created a damn cake.
Have y'all heard of the burden of proof?
Yes.
What is it?
It's when an individual, it's basically when an individual, the burden of proof is when you have to prove something that you're trying to substantiate, correct? For sure.
You make a claim.
Yeah, like an atheist makes a claim. See, agnostics don't make a claim, so they don't have no burden of proof. But religious people got burden of proof, and atheists got burden of proof. Yes, sir. Yes, because y'all both have a position.
No, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. Atheists have a position.
So the reason why I said that thing about the cake is OGJ Speed said people want to focus on the cake. He said, but I'd rather focus on the ingredients that made the cake. And I told him that based on what Reason is trying to say, didn't nobody make the cake. The eggs and the flour and all of that stuff just came together, and then the cake just existed. That was why I said that.
Atheists have a position, sir.
Can you listen to me?
No. First, because you're being disingenuous. First, you got to concede that atheists have a position.
I can't even speak yet. How?
Do atheists have a position? Yes or no?
No.
You're wrong. Atheists, by definition.
I can tell you.
No, you can't, because you're lying on the definition of atheism. Y'all position is that there is.
So here's my question. Wait.
Because you said no. You said atheism doesn't have a position. It does.
So here's my question.
You literally asked me a question. I said no. You had nothing else.
Here's my question. Hold on. So here's my question. So when Richard Dawkins wrote The Selfish Gene, he didn't have a position in that book?
He's tweaking. He never read that book.
I know who Richard Dawkins is. Yeah.
Did you read the book?
I know exactly.
Did you read Selfish Gene?
Read The Selfish Gene.
No, but I know who he is.
Okay.
And dude, if you write a book, you have to have a position.
And he's an atheist.
He's an atheist.
I know who he is. Yeah. I'm not.
Okay. So how can you say atheists don't have a position? What are you talking about?
Dude, I said bias.
I asked you, do they have a position? Yes or no? You said no.
You're using different words now.
In his field, hold on for a second. In his field, in his field. Wait. Reason. In his field, is Richard Dawkins respected in his field?
Highly.
Okay. Richard Dawkins in The Selfish Gene takes a position, bro.
Cool. That's what every author's supposed to do.
But his position is rooted in atheism, sir. You said but atheism doesn't have a position.
I never brought him up. You did.
But I asked you a clear question. I said, does atheists have a position? Yes or no? You said no. So I shouldn't. You said no.
Dog, hold on. We gotta no, because you're both coming at me. First of all,
it don't matter, bro. You atheists have a position.
It matters, dog, because I'm about.
Ain't nobody coming at you personally. We talk about the information. Stop that. Don't do that.
No, I said sideways. I never said personal. You're using different.
I ain't coming at you sideways. I asked you a straight.
Yo, shout out to John. He said, for your information, the Angryman is knowledgeable on most topics. One of the most knowledgeable OGs on the internet, for real. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. See, he didn't think Yo, homie didn't think I was going to hit him with that. He didn't think I was going to say anything about Richard Dawkins. Richard Dawkins is one of the foremost atheists. You feel what I'm saying? And so I'm like, okay, you an atheist, but you haven't even read The Selfish Gene? I'm not even an atheist and I've read The Selfish Gene. So I'm like, what is he even talking about?
I said both of y'all are coming at me sideways, quite literally. There's two.
And I said we're not. We're asking you straight questions. The question is, does atheism have a position, yes or no?
You slow down, dude, because
does atheism have a position, yes or no?
Slow down, dog.
This ain't no hard question.
Slow down, nah, dog.
This is simple.
You know
this
I'm
is
not
simple.
struggling. You know I'm not struggling with the question.
Okay, so yes or no? Does atheism have a position, yes or no?
On what?
On the meaning of atheism.
Yes, atheists have a position on.
Okay, then, so if you have a position, then you have biases. What are you talking about?
On the meaning of atheism, yeah, we have biases.
That's what he said.
On the meaning of atheism, yeah, we have biases.
That's what he's been saying.
The meaning of atheism is a position. The meaning of atheism is taking a position. I said the agnostics are not taking the position. They are admitting that they do not know either side.
On the meaning of atheism?
Yeah, atheism means there's a belief that there is no creator.
On the meaning.
See, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem with this. Here's the problem with this. Here's
about the meaning of atheism.
Here's the problem. Let me ask you a question.
No, he's not.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Have you read any religious texts?
Yes, I was forced to. Like you tried to get at me. I went to Catholic school.
Okay,
so that was a gotcha moment, but no, I'm still
okay. So it's not a gotcha moment. I'm asking you. Look, here's the thing.
I'm adding to it.
Here's the thing. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Right? Listen to what I'm saying. Because you're being combative, you think we're being combative. I'm not being combative when I ask that question. I'm asking that question for a reason.
Keep going.
Okay, so I'm asking that question for a reason because I don't just read religious texts. I read books by atheists as well. And I know for a fact that they take a position. That's the whole reason why I brought up Richard Dawkins. I read The Selfish Gene. I've read David Buss, the Evolution of Desire. Like I've read a lot of atheists. They take positions on atheism, bro.
Facts. And anybody that try to act otherwise is being disingenuous and lying. Or you completely ignorant to the topic.
Dude, I am not saying that the authors take positions in their books. That's
no, the book is about the actual topic, though, of creationism versus evolution. That's the context of the position. Exactly. And you claim that they didn't have biases in that position, and they do. And I'm admitting both sides has biases. You're trying to say atheists don't, and you're tripping. Richard Dawkins took a hard position.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna set up a metaphor.
No, we don't need another. I just gave you an example.
You're not gonna give me a chance?
No, you gotta stay on this example before we go to another one. The conversation to go all over the place.
Angryman, why wouldn't you?
There is no better example than Richard Dawkins in this field. What are you talking about?
No, I'm gonna give you a metaphor. Really, you're just gonna shut it down. Okay, go ahead.
There's no better example in the field of atheism that believes in evolution than Richard Dawkins.
Okay, just know you shut down any.
I'm not shutting down anything. I'm keeping the conversation on topic so we don't veer off.
You're not shutting anything down. You let me continue.
As long as you stay on topic.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me know what the topic is that I'm supposed to stay.
The topic is the Angry Man's Richard Dawkins being an atheist. And him having a hard position on the books, The Selfish Gene, on atheism, evolution versus creationism. That's the topic.
And I was trying to say that scientists that are atheists could have the best outlook on a scientific conclusion without any bias, having them trying to tamper with the experiment. A theist wanting the conclusion to lead something that leads towards God is the reason I'm saying that.
And the atheist has a conclusion that wants it to lead away from God.
No.
They both have biases.
No,
yes,
I'm
they do.
saying that
And he just gave you an example of one, and you just ran from the example. Again, Angryman,
letting
Angryman, can I ask you a question, Angryman?
You're doing the thing that you didn't want.
Angryman, isn't the example you gave for this Richard Dawkins in his book, The Selfish Gene?
I was addressing that if you let me finish hard. But like, that's crazy how you're dogging me because I'm ad-libbing and all that, and then you just can't let me. I
never dogged you for nothing.
It's gonna be the prettiest bow ever.
I never dogged you for cutting me.
You just dogged me right now, and
I'm listening to what you're saying.
Nobody's listening to me.
Basically,
I haven't been able to.
I actually did. I actually did. I'm gonna prove it to you. I actually did listen to what you said. You were saying that an atheist will have a scientific experiment and they won't put any bias in it because they're not trying to get it to lead to a certain direction. That's what you said. But you also said that a theist would try to lead the experiment in a certain direction to prove God, right?
That's exactly what he said.
No, pause, please.
But
I said
could.
That's
okay, cool.
Very important word to me.
Okay, cool. Could. Got you. Could. However, the issue I have with that is that if a theist is a scientist, regardless of what direction he wants it to go in, if the science doesn't lead to that, how is he going to make it lead to that?
Because, all I'm trying to say is that if we're comparing the outcomes or...
Do y'all hear this stupid shit he's trying to say? How is it science? If a scientist is a believer in God and he's trying to make the scientific experiment go in a direction that proves God exists, how is he going to make it do that through the scientific method if the science doesn't lead to that? That's my question, but he never really answered it.
Where the temptation lies, there is a man, an atheist, who only cares about the science, but then there is a theist I'm not.
So you claim, but we just proved they don't only care about the science.
I'm not done. There's an atheist who just cares, but then there's a theist. But we heard you say
that 50 times.
I'm not. Oh my God, dude!
But doesn't that negate the scientific method?
No, I'm not done, dude. I refuse to let y'all jump until I'm done.
Man, you filibustering now, bro.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are, brother.
You keep cutting me off. Let me fucking. Then there's the theist that no matter.
And then you got Randy Cape in the chat. He said you can't prove God exists by using science, and you can't disprove God exists by using science either. So what are you talking about? You can't disprove the existence of God by using science.
No matter what, he's a God-fearing man that's always going to be in there. It's not there with that atheist. There's always going to be that God-fearing, I always answer to God. There's always going to be that. An atheist doesn't answer to anybody other than the truth. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but here's the problem.
We heard you say that 50 times.
You motherfucking did it, dog.
Yes, we did. And Angryman literally repeated it to you.
We did. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. You know what the scientific method is, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So even if you're a theist and you're conducting scientific experiments and you're going by the scientific method, you're still gonna end up with the conclusion.
Which is what Einstein did with general relativity, and he's not an atheist, he's a Jew.
What happened to Galileo?
It doesn't matter.
What happened? Before you say it doesn't matter,
but we never denied that the church. We never denied reason. We never denied. Listen, sir, we never denied. It's not for us to prove your position. We never denied that religion has a bias. So there's no need for us to address that because we already admitted it from the jump. We already know it has its biases. You're lying, claiming that atheism doesn't have any biases. They're more likely to go into an experiment without any biases. That's what you said. There is nothing deep in what you said. We understand what you said completely. We just completely disagree. And the example to prove you wrong was empirically the example of Richard Dawkins and his book, The Selfish Gene. He clearly has a position and he has a bias that was leading towards something with his idea of this, where he used the scientific method. He has a bias. And there's a counter argument to his bias, and his name is Dr. Richard Noble, who argues against the selfish gene.
Yep.
Those are two people that are the leading in their field having a debate. And you're saying they don't have a bias. You don't know what you're talking about.
I did not say they don't have a bias.
You said they're more likely not to have one, and that's a lie.
Okay, so now you just said, so you just admitted to me saying two different things. Which one is true all of a sudden?
Because they're both
a liar.
They're both
because they both have biases.
They're both using science.
Which one fits your narrative?
They're both using science, and they both have bias.
You just said I said two different things. Which one fits your narrative now?
Oh God, you said.
Oh God, I said.
God.
Which one did I say?
You can't be serious. The likelihood.
You literally just said I said.
The likelihood of an atheist not having a bias is a lie. The likelihood.
I'm gonna pull it up and play it for you, dog.
The likelihood of an atheist not having a bias is a lie.
Crazy. I'm crazy.
Your position is that the atheist sciences goes into it with any biases.
Let's do this. Let's do this, Harwin. Let's do this.
Laughable.
Give us an example of an atheist that's a scientist that does not have a bias. That's all you gotta do. Just give us one example.
You guys can continue talking. I'm gonna pull this up because
give us one example.
No, that's laughable, dog.
Give us one example. What are you gonna pull up that's gonna disprove that?
Nothing. He's just talking nonsense.
I'm not disproving anything you just brought
you know
up,
what it feels like? You know what it feels like?
He's trying to act like we don't understand. He's acting feminine right now, acting like we don't understand.
Okay. Do you know what an ad hominem is?
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm just calling how you acting though. What you
want to lean into those? Because I will.
It doesn't matter, bro. I don't care about that. You can throw all the ad hominems out there at me if you want to.
Okay, exactly.
That's cool with me.
Golden rule, dog. Golden rule. I don't play.
I don't care.
Bro,
that's cool.
You know what this sounds like? You know what this sounds like? You know what this sounds like, Harwin? It sounds like he was watching somebody talk about this and he's repeating it, but he didn't have enough information to really back up what he's saying.
That's it. Yeah, that's what's happening. He don't really he believes in science, but don't really know science. No, it's not an ad hominem. I proved it.
That's an attack on my character.
No, it's not. Because that's
that it was. Yeah, that was.
Man, if y'all had to listen to what I said earlier, it's regardless of whatever these. It won't seem like you got a soft brain. Hold on, just like you want to throw.
Yeah.
Same
no, he's attacking my.
No. I said you can go back to every show that this brother been up here on, and it's always the same results.
No, it's not, dude.
Yes, it is. Most of the time, you just fleeing and leave.
You're a hater.
You start cussing.
No, I don't. I get
leave.
kicked off. You can ask Trey. We addressed that last night.
Okay, well,
ask him.
However you leave. Wait.
Wrong again.
Okay. Well, I'll take that back.
Appreciate
it. Wait. Whatever it is, it's because the way you conduct yourself, either you kick yourself, get yourself kicked off, or it ends up just like this every time.
I'm sorry you're soft, dude.
No, soft. Man,
you
you talking soft.
You're soft.
No, what it is? No,
you the one seem like you got a soft brain. Hold on, just like you want to throw around some jokes. You can throw around jokes all night.
OG, you want to know? Hold on, OG. This is what the problem is. Look, this is my first time being on the panel with him, but this is what I see as the issue.
That's why I hopped on. You thought you were all cool.
This is what I see the issue is, right? This is what I see the issue is. You thought that you were going to come up here and educate us God-believing troglodytes and we actually knew what we were talking about. That's what happened. You thought you were going to educate us.
No, Harwin's the only one with like an ounce of intelligence. You're
really?
My God. So how do you? Oh wow.
Okay.
Oh, divide and conquer, Angryman. That was that's
yeah.
Angryman. You know what that was, right?
So if Harwin is the only one with an ounce of intelligence, why are you up here getting smoked by everybody?
Because I like a good back.
Yeah, you get smoked by Trey and he's sleep.
How you gonna tell me? How are you gonna tell me? First of all, let's be clear about something. How you gonna tell me that he's the only one with an ounce of intelligence, but your ass as an atheist haven't even read The Selfish Fucking Gene?
Because I don't have to.
Because you're an idiot. Because you're a damn idiot.
No, this is
so you're an atheist and you haven't even read one of the foremost. Yo, you know what?
Why do
you
I
got it,
That's
bro.
beyond me.
You got it, bro.
Look,
You say you believe in science, but you ain't read one of the foremost works on this exact topic in this field.
Dude, I get summaries. I didn't have to read it.
That's why. That's
so, but
why.
you talking to people that ain't getting no summary though.
That's fine. That doesn't make you smarter or like more. It doesn't mean you held
it doesn't
the
make you no
knowledge
smarter
at all.
or dumber. What it means is
That doesn't mean you held it at all.
Topic.
Obviously, Angryman does not retain anything for longer than 24 hours.
He's more knowledgeable on the topic than you are, and you claim you believe in science.
That doesn't mean shit. He's gonna forget it. He's gonna wake up and he's gonna
check
forget
this out, bro. Check this out. You are welcome to come on my show. You are welcome to come on my show anytime, one-on-one, and debate me about any topic. Because here's the reality. Here's the reality, bro. I am infinitely more intelligent than you. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot, and you think you know what you're talking about because you think as a non-black guy you're gonna get up here and educate the niggas.
I'm black.
That's what your problem was.
Hey,
nigga all day.
That's what your problem was. That's what your problem was. Now deal with it. Now deal with it. You're not as smart as you thought you were. Now deal with it.
You aren't either.
His dad is black.
Watching you have this meltdown up here is crazy.
Yeah, you is melting down a little bit. That's all I'm saying, bro. You acting soft a little bit, bro. Just bring it back. Just keep it on the information.
I will, dude.
It was 1982. I was sitting down on the corner and I was eating bologna.
Up here arguing something that you didn't know instead of just saying, you know what,
I admitted I was wrong.
So you said so what Angryman just said is correct.
No, dude. He literally just tried to say that he's a bigger man than me because he can admit when he's wrong. And he didn't say that.
He said he can admit when he don't know. He didn't have to say he was wrong because he said he didn't know from the jump on from that analogy he gave.
Literally just said that. Ask him.
No, he said don't know.
Reason.
He literally just said that. The difference between me and you is that I can admit when I'm wrong.
Reason. Check this out, bro. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yeah, you have Dunning-Kruger for real.
But I don't know what that is though, because I'm
no reason. You definitely got Dunning-Kruger, bro.
Fact.
I don't think he's an atheist. I think he's a tattoo getting on your skin all the time.
Hold on.
Bro, you got Dunning-Kruger, bro.
What's Dunning-Kruger?
You don't know. Yeah. I went to third grade and I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
All right, that's cool, bro. We can move on.
Okay, we just move on.
Yeah. We can leave it right there.
Kumbaya moment.
Hey, Angryman, you a wild boy.
No, because you want to know what's funny to me, Harwin? I don't know why these dudes be thinking I'm stupid. That should be bugging me out, bro. I guess it's because of how I dress and shit. Oh no.
No,
you said I am. You said I am. Prove
Definitely,
it.
Yes.
Prove it. Prove it right now.
I'm going to.
Go ahead.
Y'all did not want to give me the time, so I'm gonna let you just say stupid shit, and then I'll get back to you.
Hey, bro, I'm off that. We good, bro. But look,
we good. Oh boy.
Hey,
anyway, we get back to the intellectual conversation we were having before this mud flap decided to get up here and start talking crazy?
Angryman, I don't think we could do that. I don't lost about 3 trillion brain cells. I think only thing we can do now is comedy.
Hey, Reason, what was the last book you read that you could recommend?
That I read, actually read, cover to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else would you do?
Where the wild ferns grow.
Okay.
That was the last book, cover to cover. Oh, no, I lie. Sorry. No, dictionary. I recommend the dictionary to you, Angry Man. I actually read the dictionary cover to cover. I recommend that to you.
So you should know what atheists mean then.
Why would you read
I recommend that to you. The dictionary.
Why would you read the dictionary cover to cover?
I was an aspiring rapper. Fuck you.
All right.
So first of all, you just proved how fucking stupid you are. Because why the fuck would you read? Why the fuck would you read the dictionary cover to cover?
Go ahead. Keep going.
Why would you read the dictionary cover to cover? So here's the thing. He said he read the dictionary cover to cover. That's not how a dictionary works. Why would you read that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard anybody say. Exactly.
He wanted to know who the publisher was.
For one, do you want to know why I spell my name Reason like that? It's because
I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck why you spell your name that way. I don't care.
When you learn the word,
I don't care. We need to read
that's how they taught it to you.
I don't
There's a super chat.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Phonetic, you dumb fuck.
I don't care.
No, I don't see it.
I don't care. I don't care about your unironic name.
Put it in the chat and we'll read whatever you put in the chat, my brother, for your super chat.
I didn't say ironic. I said phonetic.
I didn't say phonetic. I said that.
I said phonetic.
I said ironic on purpose.
That was dumb.
Was it? Why was it dumb?
Do you know what phonetic means?
Why was it dumb?
Do you know what?
Why was it dumb?
It's dumb.
Answer my question. Why was it
because
dumb?
you don't know what phonetic
Why was it
That's
dumb?
Why it's dumb.
Why
it's dumb
was it
because
dumb?
you don't know why phonetic means.
Why
That's
was it? So in this moment, he tried to say I didn't know what phonetic means, right? He didn't even pay attention to what I said. I said, I don't care about your unironic name, right? So the definition of situational irony is this happens when the outcome of an event is the opposite of what was intended or expected. It isn't just a bad break. It's a poetic reversal of expectations, right? Now, the reason why I said his name was unironic is because he intended to prove how intelligent he was by spelling his name phonetically. So the reason why I said I don't care about your unironic name is because he intended in the situation to prove his intelligence by spelling his name phonetically. But I have been calling him Reason the entire night, which means I understood that he spelled his name phonetically. So he did not get the outcome that he expected. That's not an answer.
I said it 3 times.
That's not an answer.
It's dumb because you don't know what phonetic means.
That's not an answer. That's not an answer.
You're retarded.
That's not an answer. Your mother's retarded.
Please, and
your mother, and that's why you're retarded
on your platform.
Your mother,
man, he said you're troglodyte, but listen,
please invite me on your platform. And don't act like I'm ever gonna forget.
Yeah, I know what a troglodyte is, but I don't know what.
Reason, we gotta stop the troglodyte behavior, bro. Stop the troglodyte behavior. Reason, stop the troglodyte behavior, bro.
You just gotta stop, fam. For real.
Reason, stop the troglodyte behavior. You gotta stop the troglodyte behavior, bro.
All right, that man brought up my mother. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, because you can't check how a man respond to you. Listen, control the troglodytism.
I think a true man can control himself.
You can't.
A troglodyte is not a man at all. You got to control that. Depending on what you want to call a man, that's very vague. Control that though.
Talking about we phonetic. So you spelled your name the way it sounds. Congratulations, you fucking moron. Fuck out of here, bro.
Bro, like that's Dunning-Kruger, bro. You think that's something that it ain't. You think that was deep. Like listen, bro.
That's
really not
cool.
deep.
Like,
all right, it's cool.
Dude, do you know how many times people like try to struggle with my name, and when I can literally
Did I? Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second, y'all. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Did I?
My name.
Hold on. Did I? Did I?
I made up a name you can't
If you
mispronounce.
go back and
That's
rewind
pretty
this
cool.
tape, from the moment I addressed you, I said reason.
I never said you did.
Okay,
so go and
then.
calm the fuck down.
Okay, then.
That's why I wasn't
So how the
addressing
fuck
you.
would I know your name?
I was never
bro. You're
addressing
an idiot.
you. I was addressing.
So to everybody watching this, how would I know his name is reason if I didn't know that was the phonetic spelling of it? Can somebody answer that question for me? If I didn't know that he was spelling his name phonetically, right? How would I know that his name is Reason? Why would I have been saying Reason the whole time? Why wouldn't I have been one of those people that he's talking about struggles with pronouncing his name? See, this is what happens. That's what the Dunning-Kruger effect is. It's when a person is stupid, but they don't know they're stupid. It's a person who believes they're smart, but they're really dumb. So because of the fact that they're dumb, they can't even understand why they're dumb. Like, he doesn't even understand why he's stupid. That's the sad part about it. That's the sad part about it. Like, he got owned for that entire thing. And I hated to have to play the whole thing because of how long it was. But you saw the proof. But he had the nerve to try to attack my intelligence because he was being an idiot the whole time.
It's that time again. We going up. We going up.
It's time to read the super chats.
All right, y'all. We've been on here for a minute, so I'm gonna run through these real quick. Shout out to Jay Locked In. He said, bruh, cooked ain't the word. At this point, dude was turned into ashes. LOL. Give him credit for staying in there, though. Took that cook session like a G. All jokes aside, that was intellectually good. Appreciate the channel, AM. Appreciate you, bro. Let's see. Shout out to Cabos Pedro. Said, this is where knowledge and education clash with experience. Facts. Shout out to Brain Clarity. Finally said, great theory on the Blurry Creatures podcast was when Jesus showed himself to Peter, John, and James with Elijah and Moses. Jesus was crossing time and space barrier and all the same event when he shown himself to all five at once. Shout out to Kish. He says, so we wouldn't know a woman's sexual past until we observed it. To the working woman, that's another loophole. That's funny. That's funny right there. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Let's see who else we got. Let's see. Shout out to David. He says, salute from Lubbock, Texas. Good show as always. Discussing the Bible is always good news. Appreciate you, bruh. Let's see. Shout out to Aaron. He said, I walked away from Southern Baptist Church. I got an Independent Bible Baptist Church. Think your grandma's country church. Extremely traditional. Word. Shout out to Aaron again. He said Margaret Thatcher was a modern Deborah. The men in Britain were weak, so she stepped up. However, her leadership though strong, was unbalanced, and many problems in Britain now stem from that. Facts. Shout out to Aaron again. He said, and just like Lady Thatcher, Deborah was used only because at the time the men of Israel were weak. He only used her to show a pussy ass man named Barak, funny name, how weak he was, how weak and the men were being, not to set up a matriarchy. Shout out to Aaron again. He said, matter of fact, God said in the Bible, he was using Deborah to show Barak, again, funny name, exactly how short he was as a man, not to establish a matriarchy. Part of the problem is weak men. Shout out to Aaron again. He said, facts are facts. Just like in New Mexico, I can go see, touch, and walk through the ruins of whole cities that prove the ancestry you and Mike TV talk about. You can't turn facts no matter how you try. Shout out to Aaron again. He said 300 years before the fall of Rome, Titus wrote the effeminate empire would fall to the hard men of the barbarians. What would he say about America today? Shout out to Aaron again. He said, fun fact, DNA is a quadridecimal self-correcting computer code. See Chuck Meisler Beyond series. It can only be programmed by a master programmer. Also, see Planck's law on invisible units of matter, time, and energy. Shout out to Aaron again. He said, this smooth brain thinks Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man is a picture of Popeye. Wow, that's a deliberate insult. Appreciate you, bro. Let's see. Shout out to Willie. Appreciate you, fam. He says support for the show. And shout out to Ira. He said exactly, stand for something or fall for anything. Appreciate y'all. And let's see what we got here. Shout out to Six. Six said, for your brain cells and mine, shaking my head. Shout out to a sower of seed. He says salute. Shout out to Dark Power. Appreciate you. Shout out to Malcolm. He said, keep up the hard work, AM. Shout out to Casing. He said, manhood. Appreciate y'all. Let's see. Let's get to these other ones. Shout out to Hollow Ninja. He says, soon as I saw the topic, man, I clicked fast as F. Shout out to Mama, said, I'm glad he chose men. I like being at home with kids. Shout out to Barbecue Pits. Say, yo, what up, Angry Man? Been subscribed for the past month or so. Love the content, straight fire. What's the name of that People's Champ song? That's the name, People's Champ. Shout out to Harwin. He says, salute. Appreciate you. Shout out to Jolena for the membership. Shout out to Brain Clarity. Finally, he says, so basically Moses and Elijah with John, James, and Peter were all having a biblical mountain. We're all having their biblical mountain God event in different ages, but same time with Jesus. Shout out to Quantary, said scientists said humans exist outside of the natural order. Facts. Shout out to Brain Clarity. Finally said, please introduce Reason to Andrew Wilson, please. And shout out to Salute the Hymn God. Appreciate the membership. Yo, man, shout out to everybody that came through. I appreciate y'all for showing love. I'm not going to keep y'all much longer. I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace to everybody, and I'll be back at y'all tomorrow. Y'all already know what time it is.
The session is closed. The board is dismissed.
I gave you the blueprint, now go build a state. Stop arguing with broke, man, stop debating with fake. We don't negotiate value, we dictate the price. You watch the show for free, I just gave you a slice. But the real ones know where the equity lives. We taking everything, we got nothing to give. The manual is waiting, you know where it's at. This ain't a gamble, it's a guaranteed bet.
Build, protect, lead. Go and plant the seed. Build, protect, lead. That's the code we need. Go to the side, secure the command. The Angryman Channel, the standard of the land.
TheAngrymanChannel.com.
Get the shirt, get the boots.
Start watching, start working. We up. The session is closed. The board is dismissed.